Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragonriders, the sweaty edition. Not because we're sweaty gamers, although we are, but because it's fucking boiling in the UK. How's it in Germany right now, Samu?
32 degrees.
Fuck. I actually don't know how
I am
it
right.
is.
Me, yo, shit.
It's hotter than here because it's like 23.
It's 28
I also have my
apparently
fan
where
here,
I
but
am,
it's
but
out of camp.
25 here.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot you guys all inland nerds.
Yeah, that's the one plus side of living near the sea is that it's cooler during the summer. The one downside is that if you go on a pizza date with your bro and sit on the waterfront, it's just like you're being buffeted by a hurricane.
I offered you my jumper.
It's fine. I'm just
Never
saying.
took it.
Listen, we sat on the waterfront, it was cold, we ate pizza, and we talked about warming our hearts with Molotov cocktails. That is all 100% true. Anyways.
The West will fall.
Cool. Yeah, we took like a week off, I think, because Alex was on Hollybobs. So, where we last left off with Dragonride. Oh yeah, as always, I am joined by Callum, who plays Aegis, Tommy, who plays Sorrows, Alex, who plays the Ruined, and Sammer, who plays Neurixius. The fucking UI is correct. I nailed the fucking intro, except for I forgot to intro them for like 2 minutes, but other than that, I fucking nailed it. I'm PB, and yeah, previously on Dragonriders, A Song of the Damned, you lot all ventured into Ildari Forest, the Great Forest, the home of the Wood Elves, an ancient and mystical place of old magic, and you could sense arcane energy running through this forest. You sometimes felt a little bit unsettled. Aegis found some weird mushrooms, and you spent 4 days traveling through the forest where you camped out. The Ruined had a lovely moment of kind of comforting the still mourning and kind of broken Kytheria. You're escorting the Elvish children to the city of Erendis, or the Great Tree Erendis, this giant tree that towers above the forest, where you'll return them to their father, the King of the Elves. But on the 4th day, as you were venturing through a clearing, you started to climb over another gigantic tree that had collapsed over your path towards a giant goat that you had seen, only to be held at knife point as Sorrows got to the top of the tree by an elvish ranger who told you to hand the kid over, and you realized you're mildly surrounded.
And the goat wasn't a goat.
And the goat was a druid who was wild shaping you. Classic.
Classic druids. Classic goats.
Absolute classic. Yeah, I was
Just goat
about
things.
how close the kids are to me, but
To be fair, that druid was pretty fucking goated, though.
he was a goat.
Alright. So, just as a recap of everyone's positions, Celeste has got Fan on his back, ready to start climbing the tree. The Ruined, you are holding Celeste's sword, and I don't remember whether you had your swords out or not yet.
I had my swords out, but I put Celeste's sword in my bag.
Yeah, okay. And then Aegis, and Kytheria are doing their things, and Neurixius, you are at the back of the pack. You can have your sword out if you want, but at the point of the session beginning, you've literally only just discovered all of these elves here, so it'd be like if you're drawing your sword, you're drawing it when they already know you're there and can see you.
I think I already have my chains out, because I remember last session before all of this happened, I was planning on trying to use my chains to help me climb the tree a little bit easier.
I
But
can't
they
remember
go
whether
out
you
to
did or
it.
didn't, but I can say that you have, that's fine. Have you taken any damage for you? You're not on full health, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we slept after... Wait, no, I might have taken damage, because...
You're not on full health, so...
Oh, yeah, because I activated my Crimson Right, and then the forest was like, the fuck you doing, bro? So I
That was about 4
extinguished
days
them.
ago in-game, but yeah,
Oh, right.
either way.
Oh.
They've updated the character sheet slightly.
Have they?
Yeah, it's like it now like reformats a bit more as you like move it. Like it accommodates for
Oh.
you, making it wider, better than it used to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyways, and then Sorrows, you have literally just like climbed up to this ledge. Your hands are on the ledge as you're pulling yourself up. Ale is on your back, and a knife is held to your throat by this elvish woman, who told you to hand the kid over.
Is this in yelling distance?
In
This lady?
what distance? Sorry.
This was the druid, correct?
Yes.
This person right here.
I didn't hear what distance you asked. What distance?
Yelling distance.
Yes, you could yell to them.
Or if I have to scream or whatever.
No, you can.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're 70 feet away.
Yeah. I'd like to put my hand up because I will assume she's probably not looking at me currently because I'm like the furthest back. Excuse me. I have a very, very small question. I asked the druid lady because he was in charge.
She turns to look at you. While
I'm sorry.
that happens,
Oh, yeah.
just to note, the knife is pressed tighter against your throat, Sorrows, to be like, okay, I thought I was going to converse with you, but
Yeah.
but don't move, or your throat gets slit.
While he's piping up, I'll just open my mouth as I was about to say something, and then I'm just looking over.
Like, these, my hands, my grip.
I also like a super showboaty. I'm like going through these, like pushing Kytheria and Die like lightly away so I can like go a bit closer. I'm sorry, I'm very new here. Are you a little bit stupid, perhaps? I'll ask in like as if I was like actually genuinely asking.
Are you a little bit stupid, perhaps? She says, raising an eyebrow.
Well, you see, we have like a very obvious predicament, right? We, a group, are bringing these obviously very important children into your domain. Do we seem like any sort of threat, or do we rather seem like people that try to deliver these children to you? And I would like to roll persuasion to that, if that's possible.
Sure, you can roll persuasion.
I'll use inspiration.
Some pretty good persuasion. That is some pretty good persuasion. Go ahead.
It's good to know that you don't think yourself as a threat, but you'll understand our precautions.
Well, the way I see it, you guys were, so far at least, pretty incapable of getting them yourself. We got them. I feel like the least you can do is free my companion over there, because we are very obviously here to...
Did the talking lizard just insult us? Says the one holding the knife to Sorrows.
I was asking a question. There's a
I'll
slight difference in that.
Way to undo your 24 persuasion by being like, looks like you guys weren't capable of rescuing them, you fucking losers.
Look, you can be as insulted as you like, but may I please sit down?
She looks to the druid, who nods, and she will remove the knife from your throat, stand up, and then offer you a hand.
Brave. I'll take the hand.
Don't know why I did this. She mostly just uses it to like support you. She doesn't really pull you up because you're fucking heavy and you've got a child on your back. But yeah, you can pull yourself up.
I'll give Ale a little pat on the head and make sure she's okay.
She's fine. She's looking at them curiously though.
I'll look back at Nerexius.
I'll give him a little wink.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't suppose you recognize these people, do you, Ale?
She looks over at the druid. She's a member of my father's, guard, she says, looking like, is that the right word? To which the druid then nods.
Ah. Well, if you are friends, then I hope you don't mind if we accompany you. We've made it this far. It would be nice to see she's returned safely, along with her brother.
The one next to you just looks at the druid for lead. The druid will approach Ale. Are you alright, my child? Actually, no, hold on. Sorrows, do you speak Elvish?
No.
Alright, she starts saying something in a low, kind of like, not whispering, but quiet talking, to the point that anyone down here, it would be a hard perception check to try and listen in.
Can I roll anyway? Because
yes.
I'm feeling good.
But she starts conversing in Elvish to Ale.
Well, this is sexy, Alex. Let's fucking
Nat
go.
20, baby.
Fuck. I mean,
What do my elven ears here?
The thing is, I hadn't even like looked at the chat yet, so I genuinely believed you that I saw it was a 14 and was so disappointed.
Gotta manifest it, man.
Yeah. Neither of those are good enough.
damn.
We're just down there like...
What did you say?
If only my one ear didn't get chopped off, maybe I'd be able to hear.
Okay, yeah, so she just says something in a kind of quiet voice to Ale in Elvish. Ale responds back. The druid says something more and looks at Sorrows and then down at the rest of them. Ale shrugs but says something in Elvish that roll an insight, Sorrows. Your DC will be lower, but anyone can roll insight if they want to.
Nice.
Pretty good. That's a nat 20.
There it is.
Fuck yeah.
You were one late.
It was just delayed. It was just
Yeah.
lag.
Yeah.
It's lag.
It's the heat stroke again.
Cool. I mean, with a 17 and with a nat 20, both the Ruined and Sorrows can pick up the flow of the conversation, even if they can't understand the words, which is basically the Druid is checking in on Ale, seeing how she is, and basically inquiring about your group. And Ale seems to basically have said something along the lines of, well, I don't know them or their intentions or something along those lines, but I trust them. So you get the sense with that nat 20 especially that, the druid was like, well, what's the motive for bringing you back? And she was like, she clearly visibly shrugged, but then said something that you felt sounded positive.
Mm.
The druid then stands up, and, looks to Sorrows and then down at the rest of the group. Very well. You may accompany us. But if you draw your weapons, know that there are more of us in the trees.
Thank you.
I know this might sound disrespectful, but I was going to use my chains to help me climb. Could I ask for a goat ride?
That's a persuasion check for Zemo.
That is definitely a persuasion check. I'm trying to work out what the DC will be for this person.
Animal handling.
Like a fool.
So we've got Nerixius assaulting them and the Ruined asking for a ride.
For the two deluded people.
No offense, but I'm not going to waste one of my charges on helping you ease your burden of walking. Your horses, though, she says, looking at your horses, which are behind you. Remember, I just couldn't be bothered to put them on the map. We'll have some of our rangers bring them. It takes a longer time, but I assume you'll want to keep them.
Yes, please. It was worth a go.
the one who held the knife to Sora's throat will then call out, "All right then, come on up," and she'll throw a rope down.
Oh, that's easier.
Okay. I assume you start traveling with the group.
Yup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, if the reason why I had her turn into a giant goat at the beginning of last session, or not the beginning of last session, but during last session, was because I knew, especially with your rations dwindling, that potentially one of you might be really fucking dumb and try and kill the goat by like shooting it. And I was like, that would be a funny scenario if that happens.
Nat's 20 and she immediately gets put back into her like elf form.
And then I wonder
She's
what,
like, what
people
the
would
fuck?
do as a result of that. Okay.
I'm not even sure if like hunting in this forest, like regardless of whether they're elves or anything, is a decent thing to do anyway.
You can roll me just a history check, I guess, to see what you know about elvish culture when it comes to hunting and such like. Elves.
Eat as well.
Yeah, elves aren't opposed to hunting. They are not vegan or vegetarian, so they eat meat. What they are very much a belief in is that if you are hunting something, you don't take more than you need, and that you use everything. So the bones have a purpose, the hide has a purpose, the meat has a purpose, etc.
Fair.
Alright. It's going to take you another 3 days still to get to Erendis. So, over the course of those 3 days, does anyone want to do anything, including potentially talking to your new traveling companions?
Are we journeying those 3 days?
I'm going to say
just...
no. There's no like roles required or anything like that because you're being led by a group that knows this land like the back of their hands. So there's no challenge to it, essentially.
Okay. I mean, I imagine we probably will talk to them and whatever. I don't know what I would say.
So, goat, huh?
Yeah. What's it like being a goat?
Ever been milked? Question mark.
That's all for Dragonriders this week.
Do you eat your own cheese?
Words.
Getting worse and worse.
Oh man, come on.
Oh, is that downtime?
Yeah.
Downtime.
Yeah, just a reminder about something I posted in the Discord. There has now been an expanded thing to downtime activities. So if you want to access that, it's in the journal section under mechanics, rules, etc. There is now a journal called downtime activities, which then has camp activities, which are things that you can do on like a daily basis, and then extended downtime, which is like if you're spending a week or more in a certain place, just kind of like killing time. So you can obviously come up with anything you like, but also there's all of that. Those will have mechanical benefits already built in. There's also another new thing I've added in, which is a place to call home. I didn't put a Discord message about this yet because I only just finished it last night. But this is things to do with building a home / a base. So there's now mechanics for that as well. Anyways, cool. So yeah, 3 days. So Aegis has done his downtime activity. Anyone else want to do downtime activities during that?
Yeah, I've done my book.
Are you good to teach me Draconic, Samurai?
Yeah.
Okay. On the first night of camping then, the druid will approach you all. You aren't just accompanied by these two, by the way, you are also accompanied by a collection of Ildari scouts. So, I'll just, like, for visual reference, that's what those look like. I think there were 4 on the map, so we'll go with their 4 camping with you. So there's 4 that you can constantly see, plus these 2. since Nerexius seemed to present himself as the leader, the druid will approach Nerexius. So,
Leader? Okay.
you were the one who presented yourself as the sort of leader. You negotiated for everyone. And you didn't ask to ride her. So yeah, she'll approach you. So, the children tell me that your group can be trusted. But when I asked her why you were helping them, she did not know.
Yeah, terribly sorry. I think you chose the very worst person to talk about this because I joined this party late.
And because of that, arguably the best person.
Yeah.
You were saying?
Yeah, I'll just give her like a not troubled smile. Do I say that?
Are we like all in the same sort of area?
It's a camp,
can we
so
hear
like you
this?
can, yeah, you can be within earshot.
Then I'll just pipe up and say, because they're innocent children who are ripped away from their families.
I was about to say that.
So, just out of the kindness of your heart, then.
If you wish to put it that way, yes.
You could also say that their fates parallel our own.
How so?
We were all torn from our families as well. It's nice to see it have a happy ending.
So, how did you come across them then?
Well, a friend of ours was taken prisoner. What's the city called again? I slipped my mind at the moment.
Valar.
Valar, yeah. In the city of Valar. And then the guard have us take out an enemy gang. We took out the gang and found them imprisoned. Though, they were not the ones who initially kidnapped the children.
I see. And then you brought them all this way. Through the forest of Ildari, where foreigners rarely venture.
Aye,
Makes
so
you
it would
either
seem.
brave or foolish.
A bit of both.
Well then, it seems if your intentions are true, you are friends of the people of Ildari.
May I ask your name?
My name is Nifruel Niali. And yes, I'm going to make that visible on the screen, don't worry.
I made a new rule. I'm not gonna write down any names as long as they don't survive 3 sessions.
Hey, what was that dwarf's name that you were really attached to?
I can tell you. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, because I can't remember.
wow.
I can't really tell if this is an O or an A. I would say it's more cruel.
Morkrul, yeah, that
Morkrul
sounds right.
sounds right.
Yeah. And then you fucking slit his throat.
I also wrote that down. Yeah.
Yeah, she says, Nithroel Miali.
Ah, pleasure to meet you. I am the Ruined.
That a title?
It's a title, a name, a state of being, a philosophy. It's many things, but it is what I am.
Not many people would proudly declare themselves to be a ruined person.
Have you seen me?
There's more. Saying it seems pessimistic.
It's not just for me. It's for everyone else that suffers and shares the same fate. I fight for the Ruined. I am the Ruined.
Sounds noble.
I try.
And what about you? She says, looking over at Aegis. You're a Ladrin.
Yes, I am.
It's strange to find any foreigners in our forest, but your kind especially strange.
I'm not a typical Eladrin, I guess you could say that.
Fair enough. The one who held the knife to Sorrows' throat will then sit down next to Neurixius. I'm going to say Neurixius like sat on a log or something, and she'll sit down next to you and just go, so what the fuck are you?
I'll.
What is that?
I imagine it's like
Oh,
really
fuck.
crowded and like everyone's sitting tight together. So I'll not even realize that she's actually talking to me.
She's like fully turned to you.
Huh? Oh, you mean me?
You
I was
are
gonna
the
say
big-
I
Sorry, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say I imagine I'm like sat next to Neurixius. I'm just kind of like nudging him.
Oh, and I'll kind of look over to the ruin because that's actually a good point. I don't think I've asked anyone directly how. I mean, would I know how bad it is to mention that I'm a demon? Is
You
is
can
there, like,
roll a
knowledge?
religion or an insight if you
Yeah.
want. I mean, it means you're from the Hells. It's not a great intro.
Did I? Can I roll a perception to see if I heard her ask him that?
I'm going to say that since Nithroel started talking to Neurixius in the first place and then engaged in a conversation with the Ruined and you can just hear it. No roll needed.
Okay. He's an orc, though. As you can see, he has a skin disease.
Roll me a deception check
and I also asked how
with
common
disadvantage.
Yep, that's right, Sorrows is a pretty fucked up looking dog.
Excellent.
orcs
I mean, he looks like a kobold who got filled up with too much ale.
Well, that's just
I'll, like-
ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll act like super shocked. I'm like,
I swear I told everyone he was a demon.
did
She-
you say that out loud?
She moves like
Yeah.
fully forward to look past Neurixius at you, and then Nithroel will also turn around, and a couple of the other elves accompanying you will also turn around to stop and look.
Oh, it's fine. He's here to support me and my companions in our quest, which is, as I have mentioned, with all good intentions. So there's nothing
Lower
from him.
I'll just lower my head and scratch my head like super awkwardly.
Nithroel will then focus on you, the Ruin, and say, well, I know the saying about the road to hell, but Didn't think it went both ways.
Honestly, who knows with all these different planes and extra planar beings? Weird world we live in.
Indeed. Well, Demon, if you have any ill intentions in this forest, trust that it will know. And then we will.
I'll just... Like, this whole revelation was, like, very strange to my character. I'll just give her, like, a shit-eating grin. Just, yeah.
The one with the knife will then lean in closer to you and just kind of say under her breath, but anyone with a perception roll can hear it if they want to. She'll say to you, so you're from another realm?
Possible? Yeah.
How the fuck does that work?
It's surprising how many times I've been asked this, and this might perhaps be the one thing I know about. I cannot tell you.
Uh-huh.
I would if I could.
So, like, lizards are cold-blooded? Like, are you cold-blooded? Like...
Huh?
Do you look like a lizard? You, like I said, kobold.
Fair enough, I
a
guess.
a kobold's cold-blooded. She now seems more kind of lost in her own thoughts than she is with actually asking you that question.
While she's, like, doing her own stuff, I'm scooting to the side a little bit. Trying to...
Alright, you scoot into the ruins.
Well, no, just... it's, like, way too tight to actually, like, go to the right or whatever, or, like, go away. But I'll, like, kind of...
It's enough that the ruin senses that you are sliding slightly away from her.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone want to do anything else?
If nobody's going to do anything, I'm just going to put my hand around my back into my backpack in the little side pocket.
God, he's got a gun.
So, anyone for cards?
Roll me a persuasion check.
No, I'm good.
Hold on. I'm just checking some notes here. It's getting late. We should head to bed, says Nifruel, and the other elves will kind of nod and start to like pack up and get ready for bed. Celeste will just go, sure.
I'll just look at him like,
Dawn's chosen.
Is it just the two of us?
I'll look around. I'll sort of lean over to Kytheria and just sort of like,
Not tonight, she says, but with a weak smile.
Okay. Another time. Nerexius, you're in. You've probably never played before, right?
I'm afraid you guys wouldn't stand a chance. And I'll, like, lean back. Edgy.
Insight.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I wanna roll deception as well.
I've just received the rudest fucking chat message I've ever seen in Twitch history.
Oh boy.
Neo No, long-time viewer, thank you, by the way, came in and said, I cast chalkboard scraping. Just picture that.
ooh.
Yeah. It's messed up.
I cast manual breathing.
Man, no! What did you do? I cast tongue is uncomfortable in the mouth.
Hang on 1 second.
Damn.
I cast an actual D&D spell, which is fuck, what's it called? The one where you like give orders to people. Command. I cast command and tell you all to come.
Do I get an inspiration for that?
That's why experienced wizards, Tommy, say follow, not come.
I cast tungsten balls,
And then heat metal.
and then heat metal.
All right. Alex is on the phone, so we'll pause for a moment.
Yes.
Oh god, I'm getting invaded.
Yeah, I can hear.
I wonder if they will show up on radar or not.
Just to let you guys know, the Virgin box downstairs isn't working, and my mum's trying to watch TV. So if she needs to reboot it, I may need to just like go for like 5 minutes while it reboots.
Okay.
But she's gonna give me a call soon about it. So
Okay. Right. Okay, so
There's currently
Okay.
3 people playing cards.
so yeah, who is playing cards then? Sorry.
I'll park myself next to them and say, I wish to see how the lizard fares with cards.
And I'll like stop.
Yes, I would also like to watch how the gecko plays Texas Hold'em.
I can't believe
What
that
other
Sam was just
analogies
playing
will I use?
the character of Rango from the beloved
Yes.
animated film Rango.
Yes. I'll join.
How do you do, fellow humans?
Okay, so this is how gambling is going to work from now on. It's a new functionality based on one of the downtime activities. So, what I require from all of you who are playing is to make me 13, not 13, Jesus, 3 insight checks. With a DC.
one at a time, or
We'll do. Each person will do 3 in a row. So
Okay.
we'll start with the ruined. Roll me 3 insight checks in a row.
Oh, hang on one second. My mum's calling me.
All right. Samo, make me 3 insight checks in a row.
Gladly.
Oh,
Alright.
jeez.
Good start.
Oh,
That's-
almost in that one again. Oh my.
That's better.
Very middle round within that one. Yes.
I'm gonna have to like BRB for like 5 minutes. Gonna have to reboot.
Okie doke.
Um,
And Celeste was also playing. I have a feeling that Samo's not going to win with that now one. Oh, the cameras are going to break while Alex is BRBing. Assuming it's 5 minutes, I cannot be fucked to
Yeah.
Whatton.
For when I get back, because I'm assuming I'll do mine then, unless you want to just continue without me and
if you
my
want
rolls
to do
for
them
me.
real quick, then like it's just 3 insight rolls is all I need. Or I
Okay.
can roll them for you.
Do I get any proficiency from my playing card set?
Oh, you can use your playing card set. Sorry, if you prefer. If that's a higher DC.
All right, sweet.
Okay.
Oof. Hell yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All right, I'll be right back.
And then Celeste's stuff. Damn, alright. Alex wins, or the Ruined wins, by a fucking landslide, but Samo comes in second place. Barely, but just about. So the way that gambling now works, the reason why it's free insight rolls, is it's what's called an extended test. An extended test is essentially where you have a roll that you need to make, and there's a DC for that roll. So in this case, it was an insight roll with a DC of 13. But you've got a goal of what to meet. So if you're playing gambling against NPCs and no player characters, it will just be like you have to meet that DC. For this, it was who gets over 13 the most number of points, essentially. So Alex exceeded 13 across his 3 rolls, a total of 16 if that makes sense, because you got an 18, so that's 5, and 24, which is 9. So
Yeah.
I was bad at maths. That would be a 14, but nonetheless, still beats the other two. Meanwhile, Samo got a 23, which is 10 over. Again, yeah, 10 over, and that's it. That was the only one you got that was over a 13. And then Celeste got a 15 and a 20, so that's 2 and 7, so 9.
Will that always be insight, or do the rules change?
You can use playing cards if you've got playing cards. If you're proficient with them, then that bonus might be higher. You can also, if you wanted to try and cheat, you can always try and cheat.
Yeah.
With cheat, it's a higher DC, but it's sleight of hand instead. Or you can try and throw someone off of the game by rolling a persuasion check. Again, the DC is higher. So you're doing your downtime activity, Aegis, which is, what is it? Is it the ruins one that you're doing?
Yeah, it's my Rosetta Stone and shit.
Yeah.
I'm doing shit with runes.
Okay. And you've still got stuff that has runes on it to go through, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Back,
Can
back,
you
back.
roll me a perception check while you're doing your things? Cool. You also notice that Nifrel wears a cloak that has runes on it. The cloak in question appears to be made of like green leather, multiple kind of segmented layers. It almost looks like leaves and then green cloth after it. And yeah, that appears to have runes around its hem. And then also the other lady, who you still haven't got the name of, she carries a short sword that has some runes on it. So if you run out of runes, potentially both of them have items you can mine.
Is there a chance I can copy the runes? So
You'd have to ask them, because you'd have to be able to look at it and like pay close attention to them. So
okay, but that's not going to be something where it's going to like replace my downtime, is it? I can
No.
just ask them and get it done.
yeah,
In that case,
or you could always try and like steal their shit while they're sleeping.
Yes, I'll just take their items of clothing. No, I will.
Look, it's the dungeon master's job if the players are being too sensible to put bad ideas in their head.
Yeah, true. I will approach them then on one of the days.
Okay,
Probably not the first night, but
which one do you approach?
the one we know the name of first, I guess.
You approach Nifrel at camp or as you're walking one day?
No, probably in camp.
Okay.
Beg your pardon, Nifrel, I couldn't help but notice your cloak.
Yes.
Well, best to describe it. Runes are sort of a hobby of mine. As you can see by, I'll sort of show the bag on my back. It's something I crafted. I'm just trying to get more attuned with runes and how they work, so I was going to ask if you wouldn't mind if I copied some of the runes on your cloak, and how it works.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh no! Persuasion. Yikes!
This cloak is an ancient elvish garment, and not one that I would share with an outsider, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Okay. You gonna try it with the other person?
I don't know what they're gonna do with that short sword in my ask.
For the purposes of getting runes, by the way, I'm going to say that any magic item probably has a rune on it somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's just like a baseline, is that, yeah, any magic item. So you also, I don't think you've used your scythe yet. Oh, not your scythe, your sickle even.
Yeah, I think does it count as a magic item?
Yeah, it's a magic item. Oh, no, it's not a magic item, is it? Never mind. It's just a special sickle. The only exception to that is going to be your Ring of Primal Shard, because that is just a ring with
it's just a
magic
ring
stone
that
in
got
it. So,
red stone,
but yeah, for instance, the Ruined has his rapier +1 that will have a rune on it, and Nerexius also has a longsword +1. So. And Sorrows has the Axe of the Terran Bull and the Boots of False Tracks.
Oh yes, yeah, the dead people's boots.
Yeah. The I slaughtered your older sister sort of vibe boots.
Oopsie doopsie.
Oh no, I got too silly. That is the best thing you can say, by the way, if you ever get caught for murder is, oops, I got too silly. Alright, cool. So yeah, do you approach the other person, or are you worried about
No,
swording?
I'm not going to.
Right, fair enough.
I understand the position I'm in as an Eladrin.
Aegis, can you give me a perception check?
Uh-oh.
Hey.
I'm about to get
Hello.
jumped.
We padded.
Sorry about that.
It's alright. We padded enough time. That's a fail, but that's fine. Alright.
Hello?
Hello?
I think things are happening with my internet.
You sound fine, but your camera's not on.
Oh yeah, I just forgot to turn it on.
Okay. So you won the bet, by the way.
Yes.
But I don't think we agreed on betting for money, so no money was
Nah,
transferred.
it's just a game.
But I explained how gambling works moving forward, so I'll recap that quickly for you as well. So gambling is now an official downtime activity, so there's like a set rule for it, which is...
So if I want to do downtime and like play a game of cards, I can't.
If you're going to spend an entire like night trying to earn winnings at like a tavern or what have you,
Oh,
that's
right,
entire
yeah.
downtime.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you can just play cards. That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, how it works is it's what's called an extended test. And extended tests are where it's multiple rolls needed to get a single result. So in this scenario, if you were playing just against a bunch of NPCs, so as an example, if you went to a tavern and tried to win money by playing cards all night, you would have to roll 3 insight checks with a DC of 12. And your goal would be to get a total of 13 over that DC across your 3 rolls. How we did it when playing against players is that it's just the same thing, but rather than there being a set goal, it's just whoever gets the most over that DC. So anything under that DC doesn't contribute to your score, essentially.
Right.
So you got a 16, and then Samuel got a 10, and Celeste got a 9, so Celeste lost.
Fair.
You can also try and cheat using sleight of hand, but the DC is 16 rather than a 12. And you can do persuasion, DC 16, to try and throw people off of the game, but again, the DC is a 16 rather than a 12. So, yeah, there are other ways to try and win beyond just being good at cards.
Okay.
Cool. Alright. So with that failed perception roll, Aegis, anyone else doing anything on the journey?
9.
Okay. Then, on the 3rd day, you all are walking. It's fairly early in the morning, like it's before 6 o'clock. It's before the sun is fully risen, because at this point, you know, it's still, late at night. Not late at night, what? Middle of winter is what I meant to say. Brain didn't work. It's hot. When you arrive into an area where the forest starts to clear and you start to see beyond just a dirt track, cobblestone, the signs of civilization, you are arriving at Erendis. And as you're arriving, you start to see the giant tree, the size of a wizard's tower, but taller, same sort of circumference, but significantly taller than most towers you've seen in your lifetime, rearing up ahead of you. And I'm padding time while I'm spawning tokens on the map. And you hear the hubbub of people talking, chit-chat, marketplace. You're in a city. And with that, we'll move to Erendis.
Bit too wood elf for my taste.
Damn. Can't believe you're being a racist Eladrin right now.
Shucks. That's totally not a thing that us Eladrins do.
This way, says Nifruel. Oh, I'm going to respawn because her name didn't come through for some reason. The king will be waiting in the council chambers.
Ah!
You just walk into that child and knock him to the ground. Everyone draws weapons.
Roll initiative.
I should ask, have you been in the presence of royalty before?
Can't say I have. Except for
Don't
these
really.
young ones.
We don't really have them where I'm from.
Well, it's best to talk when spoken to, and make sure you show due signs of reverence and respect. A bow might do well. And whatever you do, try not to insult him.
How might we do that? Just so we can avoid it.
Maybe if Nerixus doesn't start first, that might be a good idea.
Well,
As
as an
far as I'm
example,
Sorry?
as an example, says the one who held the knife to Soros, saying that, you know, you're better than us because you managed to save his children's probably not a great move. Calling us knife ears, insulting our way of life.
Whoa, where did that come from? Whoa!
I look around at all of the non-elves or tieflings.
Whoa!
Who said that?
Jesus.
Dai just goes, we don't say that when I'm from. That's not okay.
Where I'm from.
Erixis quickly takes out his journal and writes down.
Racism bad.
Journal.
Actually,
What's
I'm
that
gonna
fucking lizard writing?
Huh? I'm just
Listen.
I'm playing tic-tac-toe with myself.
I'm gonna cover Ail's ears and frown at her.
Nifrel will stop and look at her and go, yes, thank you, Alinia. How about you report into the barracks? Yes, Commander, says Alinia. Hey, the Rowan, can you make me a perception check?
I sure can.
Bread.
When I can find it, there we go.
I would like to inspiration
It's not
that.
necessary.
Oh, okay.
You see a wizened old elf, which, elves age weirdly, so it's really just kind of like someone who kind of looks like this, 40 years old and has like ever so slight wrinkles near their eyes, peers over at you from this bread stand and goes, "Oh, hello, dearie.
Oh, hello.
Would you like some baked goods?"
That is very tempting, I must say, but I'm quite busy at the moment, I'm afraid. Got a meeting with the king. But
Oh.
I see that pie on the table there. Keep that one back for me.
Ruin.
Yes.
Love pastries.
She takes
The
the
ruins
pie and
looking to make out with another woman.
She takes the pie and puts it underneath the table to reserve it for you.
I'll quickly go over and I'll just put a gold piece down on the table.
Oh, it's not necessary.
Oh, are you sure?
Well, anyone who is in Erendis is family.
Yeah, I'm insight in this.
Bitch is giving me a poison pie.
Yeah, the Wood Elves of Erendis, they're fucking communists, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sick,
They're
bro.
literally a communion.
Oh.
Community, that's the word I was looking for. Commune. All of those words. Words beginning with com other than commie, but they are also commies. So, yeah, it's just free for the taking.
I knew there was something off about Wood Elves.
Hang on, I'm just gonna...
Their leader, Cariel, marks us.
Don't really have anything. Oh yeah, I forgot I have 8 jades, which are worth like 100 gold each.
Yeah.
The fuck is he doing there?
Bro, this guy, like...
Man
I'd
just
be
finds
shopping.
loot and puts him up his bum.
No, I'll sell them and obviously it will get shared between the party.
Throws them in his bag of holding, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. I would put it in my bag, but I don't really want it getting crushed.
Well, if you've got a meeting with the king, you just come and collect it when you're ready.
Brilliant, thank you. I'll be back soon.
And I'll scur off.
As you near the great tree itself, you see what appear to be like more armored guards than what you found out in the forest. These are wearing what appears to be some form of plate armor. Roll me, if you wish, insight or history. Anyone this is, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was so close to a 19, bud. Alright. Nerexius and Aegis, you recognize that these figures are wearing mithril scale mail.
Ooh,
So
la la.
incredibly armored, but also incredibly lightweight and allowing them to move freely as if they were wearing, leather.
Persuasion, do you want to give me your arm?
The armor looks like it fits me better than you.
Okay. You step into the core of the tree trunk that's been, hollowed out and turned into this palace. You see before you a pool of water that kind of slowly flows through in this never-ending kind of loop, weaving in and out of these rows. You get the sense that this water is like some sort of ever spring that feeds the roots of this tree itself, and it illuminates the entire room in this kind of iridescent glow. Again, clearly very arcane shit. Like how as a dungeon master, I sometimes go from like giving fairly high effort descriptions of things to then very arcane shit.
Fucking wizard shit, my guy.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is it looks dope as hell and magical.
And water.
Okay, you all head up the stairs. And you don't actually, like, the tree goes up floors and floors and floors. But, wait, no, hold on. I'm trying to remember how I describe this. The tree does not go up floors and floors and floors, but you could tell from the outside that, you know, if this entire tree is hollowed out and turned into a building, it would go up floors and floors and floors. The staircase, however, appears to only go up basically a single story. At which point, you all arrive in, again, I'm just doing token shenanigans. A circular rotunda, bathed in light from windows that have been carved into the tree above. A number of chairs sit in a circle, and in the middle stands an elvish man with swept back black hair in a kind of braided style. He is currently shirtless and just wearing kind of like leather band braces and you know, normal clothing essentially, but yeah, largely kind of picture Tarzan-esque outfit. As you all filter in, the Nifrael stops before entering the circle, and all of the children stand behind her. So you can move up if you want.
Me watching Nerexius take a seat.
Currently, Alexis is just standing on the staircase, blocking other people from going up. Okay.
My bad.
Just slowly saw the mouse move down.
Alright, as you walk in, you overhear the kind of remnants of a conversation. I'm telling you, all I need is a handful of good men to come with me. We can take back the village, says the man in the middle. It's not something we can afford, says this elvish woman wearing black leather armor. The risks are too high and the reward is, well, simply put, not worth it. Not worth it? You're telling me that my people aren't worth it? Your people are already dead. Wasting more people on reclaiming land is a futile effort. We should do what we've always done, she says, turning to the man wearing what is very clearly an incredibly fancy crown made of gold, designed to be kind of shaped like antlers of a wild deer. She turns to him and says, we should do what we've always done. Simply retreat and tighten our border. It's the safer option. The king looks to her, and then back to the man in the middle, and then looks over at the other people who are clearly on this sort of council with him. The others don't seem to speak up in any objection or agreement.
Can I crouch down to Ale?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll whisper to her. What do you think of this?
She turns to you and says, "Oh, what do you mean?"
If you were the deciding factor in this, what would you do? Go and help the people of the village? Or tighten the border?
If the man needs help, then at this point, Nil Noel will say shh and just kind of put her hand back to be like, stop talking, basically.
And then I'm gonna, I'll look up at Mithroel and look back to Ale and say, "You are the princess. You should make your case."
Roll me a persuasion check.
Inspiration. That's 2 nat ones. God fucking damn.
Yikes.
I mean, Alex is on 2 nat 20s, so...
Wasn't even that one again.
She looks at you like she...
Inspiration again. Can I spend 2?
You can't spend 2 on the same
I
roll, I'm
can't
afraid.
spend
Yeah, she looks like she agrees with you and wants to, but then looks back at her father, who hasn't appeared to have noticed you yet. Like, he's fully focused on the what's going on directly in front of him, and she decides that, you know, maybe she'd get in trouble if she did something like that, so she doesn't. You literally see like a child who's like trying to build up the confidence to say something, and then, you know, no.
I'll see that she wants to, but she's obviously scared, and I'll say, "I'll be behind you every step of the way."
She takes that on board, and you can see her like contemplating before the king speaks up and says, "My advisor is unfortunately correct, Zah. We simply cannot afford to take unnecessary risks. I am sorry about your village, but you know you are always welcome seated in my hall." "Fuck you," says Zah, and he will simply start walking very quickly towards your group. At which point he sees Aegis and just says, "Move." And he barges through you lot and, you know, squeezes down the stairs.
I want to grab his shoulder as he comes by.
Roll me, unless you can think of something more appropriate, roll me a persuasion check to be like you're non-threatening and you're not trying to like actually stop him, sort of thing.
Okay.
Please tell me we're gonna have another scene where we all fall down the stairs.
Fucking hell. I'm back on form today, lads.
Man.
He's giving you all his money.
He stops right where he is, but you can see he's seething. But he does, like, you know, not react rashly to you or anything.
I'll just stop him, and I'll just, like, as he stops, I'll just slowly turn my head and be like, "Tell me where you'll be after this, and we will help you. Or at least I will."
Who the fuck are you?
I am the person that fights for the ruined. I am the ruined, and you have been ruined.
He looks at the rest of you, all clearly, you know, like armed adventurers sort of thing. She goes, "Fuck it, meet me downstairs then."
I'll see you after.
He nods and then continues on his way. Alright, what is next on the agenda? Says the king, looking to his council. At this point, Nifrel will step forward and say, "My lord, our scouting party has returned. We have found visitors deep in the forest. They found your children." At this point, Fan will run forward and shout, "Daddy!" At which point, Ale will follow slower, and Fan will run up and jump into the king's arms as he's standing up to, shocked, but also like getting up to greet his kids, and Fan will just jump straight up into his arms. Nithriel will step aside to let anyone who wants to step forward as well.
I will give what I'm assuming is probably going to be a very well-rehearsed Eladrin bow. I'd like to think it's some similar to the Nilfgaard one.
Okay.
Can I roll performance?
Fucking...
You can roll performance. I was going to ask Aegis to do the same thing, but Aegis, you can have advantage at the very least.
Hell yeah.
You've got, some experience in such formalities.
Just expecting another nat one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
no.
Nerexius, you are well studied in court behaviors with...
Demon court, though, so...
However, I'm going to whisper something to you, Nerexius.
Kind of makes sense that the ruined doesn't really know how to act at all, seeing as he was pretty much just raised himself. Probably wasn't around anyone of actual importance any time in his life.
You got wrecked by a tribe boy, though, my guy.
Yeah, I know.
In that case, if I do know this, I will not.
All right. Nerexius doesn't bow. Sorrows, you do a very, kind of low and respectful bow. Aegis, you do quite a courtly sort of bow. And the king holding up Fan in his arms. Where was he? My beautiful boy. You'll then turn to all of you and go, oh, that's not necessary. We don't do that here.
Was it Nithroel had told us to bow, or was it the
Yes.
other one? Okay, I'm going to turn around and glare at Nithroel.
She just smirks.
Respect is still respect. Don't care.
Hail, my child, he says, and he will crouch down and put Fan down and gesture for her to come. She will take a step forward, and then... Sorrows in particular, you can get advantage for this, but everyone can roll insight on her.
Oh god. Sorrows has indoctrinated the child.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh, Samo.
Yep.
Cool. Sorrows and Aegis, you both get the sense that while she's genuinely happy to see her father, there's part of her that's like, I've been through some shit. I'm not like the little girl that left. And she almost is wants some sort of reassurance that she's okay to go and be a child again, essentially, because she's been looking out for her little brother, and she stabbed a man, and
The
Where's
ending
she
of
looking?
Empire of the Sun.
she's looking at her dad, but she's
Yeah.
took a half step towards him, sort of thing.
I'll
Young Christian Bale right now.
I'll take a step forward behind her, and I'll just say quietly, every step of the way.
You see her straighten her back and walk quickly over to her father and embrace him. He has a quiet, somber moment. He whispers something to both of his children, and then he will stand up and straighten his back. My friends of the High Court, it is a glorious day, for I have been reunited with my children lost on the path to Earthhold. You say you found these children, and Nithroel found you. Who are my new friends? He says with a smile.
My name is Alia. I'll look at Aegis.
I am Aegis.
I am the ruined.
Nerix
My
isn't
character
saving.
just
Okay.
yeah, my
that's fine.
character just doesn't
Uh,
pay attention again. Yeah, he's just
Everyone can also roll me a perception check.
Damn, so many rolls. God damn.
Is the Nurx just like staring at a cat or something?
well, I mean, I guess he's paying attention, but he's just
He's more, I guess, like trying to, like, take in everything rather than necessarily being
Yeah.
active in the
Yeah.
scenario.
this
Maybe.
is constant sensory
First time in
overload.
a tree, huh?
Sorrows and Nerexius, you both notice that Kypheria, Dai, and Celeste are kind of further back. Celeste has entered the circle, but he is not kind of like stepped forward of you, while Dai and Kypheria are very much at like the edges of the room. You then kind of sense or like spot Celeste kind of like look slightly back at Dai, who gives him a very firm nod, and then Celeste will step forward as well. And I'm Celeste. Well, whenever we make new friends, it is always a good day. Especially when they make themselves such a grand introduction. You must understand, me and my people, we don't often accept outsiders, but if you've returned my children to me, then I believe you deserve the benefit of the doubt. Why come here, beyond to return me with my kin?
It's the
Friends
right
are
thing to
nice.
do.
What was that? Sorry, Alex?
Friends are nice.
Indeed. Was that this then, to make friends?
Well, as you said, it was to return your kin. But, in doing so, sure, I hoped we would become friends.
Well, you've gone very far out of your way. They were lost on the road to Earthhold. Who knows where they ended up?
Captured by the Eladrin. Not this one, and I point to Aegis.
Yes, thank you.
I see. It appears that no matter how many centuries pass, the line of Malchius will always try and take what is ours, he says to the room more so than to anyone in particular. Anyone can make me a history check if they want to. Aegis, you automatically succeed, and you know that Malchius is the line of the Eladrin kings and queens. Nice nat 20.
Let's go, baby.
That's your
It's number
fourth
four
nat
now.
20.
Jesus.
20. Holy shit, man.
It's making up for last session.
And Nerexius, you also know that, yeah? So, Soros, you're the only one who doesn't know who Malchius is.
Wow, feel left out. Goddamn.
Well, on this auspicious day, we ought to be friends. Tell me, what can I do for my friends who returned my family to me? There must be something, some boon you might ask of a king.
To keep considering us friends is reward in itself. These are dark days. But friends can help each other.
You cut out a little bit there, what?
I said, these are dark days. But friends can help each other.
Indeed. So how might I help this merry group of friends who seem to be from far-flung lands? He says, kind of looking across all of you, kind of, you know, you're all clearly from like different walks of life in different areas, and then finishes while looking at Nerexius and then raising his eyebrows slightly, like, yeah, I'm aware that you in particular look like no idea where you're from.
Also the ruined is just half dead.
the thing is, the ruin looks fucked up, but at least looks within the realms of like understanding. Versus you're just like, as Alinia said, overgrown kobold.
I mean, like at first glance, I probably just look like someone that's just got out of combat and is like really injured, but like, he's perfectly healthy.
I mean, perfectly healthy is like a far stretch, I would say, but yeah.
I'm gonna put my hand on Celeste's shoulder and kind of push him forward a bit and say, I think this is where you step in, Destined One.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Not bad.
He nods, having been shoved forward by you, and will then look to the rest of the group like, you sure none of you want to do this bit?
I'm just gonna...
It's gotta come from the horse's mouth.
King Adraste, me and my kin, he says, gesturing to you lot, we are escaped slaves of Arzahmoar. Our people have been taken prisoner by them. Long has it been that the kingdom of Arzahmoar has held power over the other kingdoms in this realm. And we have reason to believe that there is a dark core at the heart of this empire, this insidious machinations to do with some sort of cult. I truly haven't really asked my friends this, but I see no path beyond fighting. I would be honored if the kingdom of the Elves would be willing to stand with us. We stand with a bunch of escaped convicts against the kingdom of Arzahmoar, says this elf sat back here who's in the same mithril plate armor that the kind of honor guard are. I'm sorry, I understand that you returned the king's children, but that is a preposterous proposal. What hope would you even have against going against a might like Arzahmoar?
We have beaten them before. The fact we stand here before you is testament to that.
Oh, my king. I'm afraid this comes to the same situation as with our dear friend Zar, says this one here. We can't help our own, we can't help outsiders with what is purely an outsider problem. Arzahmoar has
interrupt
many...
her with like a little...
Sure.
Oh.
I'll make it extra loud.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
So
dumb.
Also, like, people hear me for the first time.
Okay.
Because I didn't actually say my name. And I'll step forward. Your graciousness. And I'll... This time, like, I overplay, this time actually bowing, knowing that it doesn't actually do anything. May I make a small suggestion? And I just look at him, I don't look at anyone else having brought up anything. I would assume that really not anyone except for the Arzahmoarians themselves like themselves, correct? Everyone is basically against them.
Is that you're asking that in character, yeah?
Yeah, I'm asking that the king himself.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Truth be told, we've been lucky to not have to deal with them that much directly. We're an isolated kingdom, you see.
Well, you see, as far as I understand, you currently have a lot of problems with Valar. Now, Valar has a lot of problems with Arzahmoar, correct? We're not expecting you to do anything just yet, but I would suggest that your kingdom is not the biggest, correct? They probably have a lot more interest in capturing Arzahmoar because they're a way bigger threat than you guys are, realistically speaking. If we could convince them that we are gathering people against Arzahmoar, that would probably shift their focus away from you, gives them the land of Arzahmoar, which probably makes them less interested in your land. And perhaps we could even make a deal to give you some land back. Can I roll persuasion on that?
You can.
Do you have any inspirations left, just in
Nope.
case?
Nope. That's
I wish the answer was yes.
You truly proposing we make an allyship with the Eladrin to defeat Arzahmoar, says the same guy who objected before back here.
That's a pretty good summary. Indeed, I am.
I'll die before I stand amongst Eladrin's scum.
My lord, I'm gonna step forward. And put a hand on Erixis' shoulder.
Yeah, I was about to like pipe up again, but then he like slaps me on the shoulder and
I myself neither have any interest in fighting alongside those people. But not only does it erase a great threat to this world, but also it leaves the Eladrin weaker, which may give you time to reclaim lost lands unfairly taken from your grasp. What you do with this allyship after the war has no consequence to us.
This woman speaks up. In what way would it make the Eladrin weaker?
War affects everyone. Arzahmoar is a great superpower indeed, as are the Eladrin. Pit them against each other. They both topple.
It sounds to me like you want an alliance with the Eladrin, says this woman.
Merely to point them towards Arzahmoar. We want an allegiance with you. That the Arzahmoarians can be a weapon.
The king strokes both of his children's backs as he thinks for a moment and then says, I'm afraid my counsel speaks true. While I appreciate all you have done for me, the truth is that the way that me and my people have survived is by being isolated from the world. Arzahmoar is miles away. And Valar would more likely use any of us coming out into the open to strike at us.
I would propose something else. I would propose that we do not talk about this matter just yet. If we come back with a concrete plan, a way that we could make it work for everyone involved when our numbers have grown stronger, because it would not just be us and you. By the time war would be waged, we will have gathered more to fight by our side. Perhaps then, when that time comes, you will see that it is not a losing battle. I ask that you just stay open-minded until that time.
Roll me a persuasion check. Celeste is about to assist you, which will give you advantage by then adding on. Indeed. You talk about being an isolated kingdom, yet you've had a long-standing relationship with the dwarves of Earthhold. You are going to send your children there to study, from what I gather. We could bring other kingdoms onto our side. A coalition, so to speak. For the good of all. If you want to add anything to that, you can, but that's your role, so...
That is all I ask. Think about it. We may be back soon. We may be back in a number of years. But just keep it in mind. Because though the war has yet to reach you, Arzahmoar will come knocking on your door eventually if they're not stopped.
Ale will grip the king's hand and pull it slightly so that he looks down at her and she just looks up at him. Some sort of silent communication between father and daughter.
I'm gonna capitalize on that, and I'm just going if he sort of looks up to speak or something.
He does.
I'm going to just sort of move my head down to Ale and just be like, as a parent myself, I know what it's like to have my child, ripped away from me. Arzahmoar did that. I don't want Arzahmoar to be able to do that to anyone else again.
You make a strong case. I promise you this, friends, he says. He's clearly been kind of taken aback by this. He wasn't expecting this to be the thing that you were going to ask of him. And he clearly doesn't like to get involved in global politics, but after a very kind of serious air has filled the room of debate and what have you, he suddenly tries to reinvigorate it with his energy of positivity and goes, but I promise you this, friends. You are friends of Erendis and the Wood Elves of the Ildari Forest. Shall you return at a later time, I will, of course, consider your request at that time, given the scenario. But, if that is your only request of me, I cannot let you leave this room empty-handed. So, how about something in the more material form for the time being?
Wouldn't say no to that.
Very well. Erdan, what gifts could you give to my people? My friends?
My people.
I didn't mean to say my people, it's fucking brain rot, man.
It's every time you said it, I've always put my hands up like that.
Yes, come with me, says Erdan. One thing just worth noting, you don't need any roll for this. Erdan is the only member of the council to have not spoken a single word the entirety of the time that this meeting has been going on.
Which one is Erdan again?
This one who's just stood up at the bottom here. He is an elf, clearly a druid of some kind, whose face is covered in tattoos that are magical runes. He looks very unusual.
Runes, eh?
Yes.
Well,
Let me study your face.
Let me take him. I want him as my prize. I wish to study his runes.
Follow me.
Or just his face.
Will I need to roll anything to figure out if he was just bored or was he just
Sickle.
absorbing or...
You can roll an insight to try and determine why he didn't speak, but yeah, you don't need a roll to determine that he didn't the entire time. Nat 20, very nice.
Oh, goddamn.
Erdan, you get the sense, is probably the most dependable and strong-willed, I guess, member of the council. He's the most certain in himself. However, you also get the sense that with that comes a great sense of him saying, I'm not going to speak unless I've got something worth saying. So where other people are kind of chipping in with trying to sway the king in a certain way, he speaks with intention every single time. And if there's no reason for him to speak, he won't, essentially. So essentially all the other people, as politicians tend to do, whether it's because of a good reason or a bad reason, will try and sway the person in power to their way of thinking, right? He's not that sort of... He doesn't play that game. He's not a politician. He just happens to sit on a council. Right. I would like to present you all some gifts then. For an extension of friendship of my kingdom to your people. I did mean it that time.
Your people.
I have a total of 7 items. You can decide who takes which. Okay, so these are the items.
I'm gonna roll need on every
I
one
see
of them.
Elven chain. Let me take a look at that bad boy.
So I'm going
I
to read
see
them
something
through
with
quickly.
barbarian in the name.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to read through them all quickly, but you can choose whichever one you want. Obviously, your companions can also take them as well. You've got Barbarian's Barb. This is basically a scrap of leather that you wear on the inner wrist of your armor with a piece of talon that digs into your skin, essentially. As a bonus action, you can attack your own exposed skin with this barb, causing you to upkeep your rage. So basically, it's a way of just ensuring that you get to continue your rage. You do take 1 point of damage when you do this, however. And it can also be used against a grappled target, also dealing 1 damage if you want to. So, So yeah, that is the Barbarian's Barb from the pack that Callum got me. So thank you, Callum.
It's paid off.
Sorry before you continue, but I love the idea of that. Thank you. You've saved 2 members of the royal family. Please take this needle to stab yourself with.
He does present it as, you seem like someone who used the rage to fuel themselves in battle. This may allow
He's
you to
only
heal it."
just met you.
He's insightful, man. What can I say?
You seem very angry. You should
Oh,
get some
damn.
counseling for that.
Okay,
These are some boots crafted for our rangers of Ildari Forest. While you wear these boots, your steps will make no sound regardless of the surface you are moving across.
That's pretty good.
Silent boots, they will also give you advantage on dexterity stealth checks.
that might be a Kytheria goat item. I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, I'll do that in character.
Okay. Shall we wait till he gets the item you got a question about then?
Oh yeah. Sure.
Here is one of our cloaks. It looks identical to the one that Nifruel wears. A cloak of elven kind which will allow you to disappear into the forest, become one with it. This cloak gives you advantage on stealth checks made to hide as the cloak's color shifts to camouflage you, as long as the hood is up. Elven chain. He presents you with some elven chain. This is technically not mithril. This is like the next version down from mithril, so still pretty good, but not as good as mithril. This will give you. This is chainmail with a +1 to your AC, and you are considered proficient with this armor, even if you lack proficiency with medium armor. Is that the one you had a question about?
Yeah. You see, I'm not sure if one of my fellow companions is interested in that. If so, obviously, be my guest. Though, I was wondering, I'll try to, nonchalantly look outside at one of the guards. I noticed your people had, let's say, a plate version of what you're showing me currently. Is that also in stock by any chance?
Well, guards
roll
went.
Okay.
You can roll persuasion.
Okay. Come on, my persuasion was shit all day. Come on. Oh, that was almost enough. Oh.
Our own guards wear mithril plates, an incredibly rare metallic substance forged by our friends in the Dwarven Kingdom of Haskara, and then tempered by us. I'm afraid I've never known an outsider to wear mithril, and even if I had, we have none to spare at this time.
What about just a plate version of this chain? I'm assuming it's not made of the same material.
This is not mithril, no. This is elvish chain. Same temperament, but different ore.
Can I...
We don't have any plate armor made of this metal, though.
Can
It's
I
a specific
offer-
magic item.
Can I offer a proposition to say that the RP in this room would give us all 1 inspiration point?
Sure.
Is that-
I can give you all an inspiration point. I'm going to warn you right now. If you want to try and persuasion your way into getting Mithril, that's going to be a nat 20, buddy. So if you want to burn your inspiration on that.
Sounds good to me, baby.
So close.
Everyone else
23.
can have an inspiration point, yeah, sure.
Hey.
Oh well, we'll split it, right?
Now this tome is for someone who wants to know answers to history, he says, and he looks at you, Aegis, like he somehow knows that that's you.
Huh?
Meanwhile, the ruin's eyes are wide, just like
The only
history.
guy who can read.
Yeah.
I mean, again, anyone, you can all select who gets them, so it doesn't have to be for a particular character.
Yeah.
They would
But
ask what the Eladrins did in 1943.
he is holding a heavy tome, expertly bound in fine leather, crafted using a viridescent enamel to resemble the scales of an emerald dragon. There is a gemstone at the center of the cover of the book, and he explains that this book can project illusionary illustrations from the book's contents, enhancing the reading experience. But beyond that, if you want to make an intelligence check to recall or learn information about one of the recorded areas, you gain advantage on that check if you take 10 minutes to consult the book. And while you're attuned to this book, you can use 2 different features for it. One of them is that you can take an hour to attune your senses to the land in a mile radius, concentrating on this process as you would a spell. At the end of this duration, a portion of the book's pages are filled with fragments of information regarding the area's flora and fauna, geography, history, customs, and folklore. If recording a new area would put it over its limit of 3 areas, you choose an older location to be erased from this book. So it can only hold 3 areas in one, but you can just infinitely replace them, essentially.
Would an area be like the sewers of a city?
A 1 mile radius.
Oh, okay.
And then glimpse of the past. While holding this book, you can cast a hallucinatory terrain spell from it, but only to create an illusion of a portion of one of the areas recorded in this book. The spell lasts 1 hour and requires concentration when cast in this way. You choose a time period within the last 5 days and make an intelligence check. The resulting illusion replicates the state of the area at the time of your choice, even showing creatures and events that took place in it, with a level of detail dependent on the result of your check, as indicated by the table, which is on the feature tied to this book. So basically, you can use it to see the past that took place in this area as well, but only within 5 days. Is that? We've got some hearty bread. It's definitely not lambus bread. Nope, it's legally distinct hearty bread, also from the book.
Legally distinct elf bread.
Legally distinct hearty bread from elves.
Elf communism bread, baby.
Yep, that is also from the book that Callum got. This bread counts as being able to sustain 4 creatures for 1 meal. So it's basically 1 bread equals 4 meals worth. And I didn't mean to just put 1 in there. You're getting 10. So basically 40 meals worth of food. And finally, Nature's Gift. This strange bracer is made of bark and foliage and has a flat stone trinket clutched as a focus. While it seems dried and aged, it still holds touches of green throughout, giving it a sense of life just waiting to bloom. The simple act of donning this bracer grants one a better sense of the ebb and flow of the natural life surrounding them. You can cast Druidcraft while you have this bracer, and you can also use it as a Druidic focus, and you can also cast the Entangle spell, requiring no concentration, but that can only be used once per day. And while in forest or grassland terrain, your speed increases by 10 feet. Also from the book that Callum got.
Man, where's Zila when you need her?
Cool, so those are the 7 items. You can spread those amongst your party, including companions, as you wish.
Can you make them show up for me again? Because for some reason they aren't.
Why'd you close it?
I didn't. The spirit.
I think
Weird
the
question.
only-
Would we get the recipe for the hearty bread?
No.
Fuck.
If one of you is a Wood Elf, I'd maybe consider it, but...
I would like to throw my lot in for the Emerald Archive. Because it would help me finish my book.
Yeah.
The ruined and fucking Aegis battling it out.
I mean, as I say, I just like went, oh, this might be a good fit for Aegis, but like, if the Ruin wants it, that's cool. So you can have it if no one has any objections.
Do I be an asshole and also roll mead on it?
If you want it, yeah.
All right, the Emerald.
Come on, Alex,
Archive.
D100 off. Let's go.
Oh,
Okay.
unless you are actually rolling off for it, I've put it currently in the
wow.
Ruin's inventory, but
We doing it, Callum?
Dunno, are we?
I don't know. I'm not a gambling man.
I am.
okay.
God damn, he's
Well-
got fucking 96.
Oh fuck, I guess.
Well, it's a good job I didn't want the book in the first place.
Alright, so the Ruins, you've gained the Emerald Archive. This doesn't require attunement, by the way, so it's
Oh.
just a magic item that you get to have.
I am a benevolent man.
And under your features... hold on. Under... if I equip it... Yeah, under your features tab, you should see the feature that it has that you can do once a day to kind of glimpse into the past. So that is under your features tab, because it's attached to the item.
Don't show him how much it is, like, valued at.
Look, man, if he just
This
wants
is
to
not
sell the
real
cool magic
style, but-
item, that's fine. I won't be bummed out about that, I guess.
Just don't tell him how much it's worth, and then he won't sell it.
All right.
I would.
Who wants
Got it.
the barbarian's barb?
Oh, I wonder. I have a question, okay? I'm gonna get all fucking rule lawyer on you right now. It says I take 1 damage,
Yeah.
but I take half damage, and damage is rounded
Can't-
down, so I
can't
don't
be
take
rounded
any
down.
damage, do
Can't
I?
be rounded down to 0.
Can it?
Yeah,
Can I?
unfortunately
Damn.
can't. Yeah.
Duh.
But
Okay,
it's
that's
one
a bit
it's
better.
1 damage for keeping up your rage.
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine
Very
with it.
handy.
I was just wondering
You
if
can
I could
also,
get
you
away
know,
with it.
Not use it. It's not like it's not forced on you. It's just.
No, I know.
So do you want to take
I'm
the
not bothered
barbarian's
about
barb?
taking 1 damage. No, yeah, I'll take that.
Cool. Again, doesn't require attunement, so it's just a free magic item essentially. Cool. Who's taking the boots of elven kind?
Robert Kytheria?
Makes sense.
Okay. She will take the boots of elven kind. Isn't that cute? She can wear her magic boots, and then Soros can wear his magic boots that he looted off of her old friend.
I was gonna say, oh man, she's taking the new boots. She doesn't like the ones I got for her.
I mean, they're still in your inventory because she didn't accept the gift.
I know.
Who's taking the cloak of elven kind?
Who hasn't got something?
Of the player characters, Aegis and Eryxius don't, but I'm pretty sure Eryxius
mean-
wants the elven chain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I also assume he wants the chain.
And obviously, like, you don't have to give them... There is enough for you and then your companions. You don't have to give your companions anything if you want to keep magic items yourselves. I just put 7 items, so there is one enough for everyone if you wanted to.
If no one of the players wants it, I wouldn't mind it, because I would like to try and get more into stealth gameplay and everything, so that would help me out quite a bit.
I don't think anyone would actually benefit from this. Go ahead. We were the most dex person of us anyway, I think.
I have pretty good stealth as well already, so that would be very handy.
The cloak does require attunement, so do you want to attune to it as well?
Yes. How many attunement slots do I have? Because I'm pretty sure I'm attuned to...
You have a total of 3.
What am I
You're currently
supposed-
attuned to 1.
Oh yeah, I'll attune to that then, please. If I... Well, when I can.
Yeah, I mean, you can just do it now, it's fine, because before you set out, you'll probably have a short rest to do it. Just if you need to know your attunement slots, it's on your inventory tab. Near the top is a little 2 out of 3.
Oh yeah, I see.
Cool. Who's taking the elven chain?
I would.
Okie doke.
Anyone? Do I just click on take or?
I've just moved it into inventory, it's fine.
Yeah, I guess you can have it. It would only bring my AC up to. Go on then.
Wait, how much AC would it give you? Because I will be honest, at the point where I can get plate, I will sell this for plate.
Well,
So-
I have
The
I have
Elven
14
chain.
AC currently, and it would boost me up to what 14, 15, 16, 17.
It's got a max dex mod
Yeah.
of 2, so it'd be 16. But
But it gives you a +1 to AC while you wear it as well.
Yeah.
oh, touche.
So it's 14 base, and then 2 dexterity, and then the
Yeah,
extra 1 from
then-
there.
I think.
But it's up
that
to you
is
because
way-
I'm not exactly
I
getting
mean-
into combat, so.
I mean, there's probably more ways we can make money, but you might never change chess piece after this again because this is good. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give that to.
I've moved it into
Oh, yeah,
H's
okay.
inventory then.
Could I take
Alright.
the bread?
Do you like the bread, little birdie?
And on top of that, could I try and figure out the recipe with that? Is there like a downtime activity that I could maybe do?
Reverse engineer bread.
Yeah, you can try.
Actually, I have a better idea. I'll take the bread. Are you gonna put that into my inventory again?
Yep, done.
Thank you.
Oh, I only moved
Put
one
10,
in there.
right?
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh,
Also, it has no weight, which is nice.
that is.
And then Nature's Gift, which was the bracer allowing you to cast some spells and use it as a druid focus if you want to. Obviously, none of you are a druid, but
See, I don't want to give anything to Celeste or Die because I know that they're just going to fuck off at some point.
it's fine.
I mean, the only reason I would not mind this is for the movement speed in forest and grassland. But realistically, every one of us could benefit from that. So
You also,
I mean-
I will say you've only taken the bread, which is kind of like a party item.
yeah, but
probably.
I mean, I would still say that the person who benefits the most from this should take it. So
Okay.
if anyone thinks that they benefit more from it,
I mean,
That's
obviously,
completely
ultimately,
fine, but-
all of these items can be transferred. The only one that had an attunement to it was one of the things that the ruin took.
The cloak.
So like everything else is like literally you could just like hand it to someone else if they want to benefit from it for a little bit, anyways. So
I mean, I'll
although
take
the
it.
Nature's
then,
Gift
if
does
nobody-
require attunement, but yeah.
I mean, if nobody actually wants it, I'll take it.
Okay. And I assume you want to tune to it.
Yep.
Cool. So your spells that are attached to it have been added to your spell book, but they are in a separate section for the bracer, essentially. Cool. All right. That's fine in terms of like not giving magic items to Die and Celeste, because you're right, they probably will leave at some point. If you guys are getting super powerful compared to them and they need magic items, they get magic items. It's like, you know, fairly easy for me to narrative them into getting more stuff. So
Easy.
cool. What'd you guys do?
I guess will you leave this room?
Yeah, I'll
Are you really keeping us here?
give a little nod.
Bread.
I like to think
Oh.
Celeste has literally just been stood there awkwardly the entire time.
Are we? Are we meant to leave right now, or can we spend some time here to rest before we head off again? Or
You asking this to Erdon?
yes, yeah.
You are welcome here as long as you wish.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll wait for everyone to get back.
Alright, you step back into the center of the room.
I believe you had an issue with the village.
Yes, says the king. The village recently fell. The man you saw as you entered, he was the last survivor.
I'll look around the group and see who nods.
I have already promised him my help.
I'll look at Aegis.
I'm indifferent.
I'll look at Erexius.
I'll give a wholehearted smile.
And I'll look at the king. We shall help.
That's very kind of you. I can't promise any reward for your assistance, but we'll see what we can do.
Reward matters not. We'll take back that village.
I should warn you, says the woman. The village fell to unnatural means, according to Zar's testimony. Some sort of beings from another plane. It's not for the faint of heart.
We have an expert in that field.
Yeah, for the first time, I'm like, kind of looking a bit more serious, and I'll ask, what plane? I'm curious.
I know not. I was not there.
Can I roll like a history or something to see if I would like, or an arcana, to see if I would have any sort of idea of what extraplanar beings could invade this world?
Sure. Yeah, roll me an Arcana or a... Arcana seems like the most appropriate one.
Cool. I would like to inspiration that.
Okie doke.
Ah, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, not sure, I'm afraid. Very well, if you're willing to risk your lives, we cannot stop you.
Great. Well, thank you for your counsel and your time and the rewards and for keeping an open mind. We'll be off to rescue this village then, I guess.
May the gods be with you, says Nardraste as he sits down on his throne.
I'll just give like the tiniest bow, like just as a measure of respect, but not like overdoing it. And I'll turn and leave.
Okay.
Join.
Y'all head downstairs?
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm just going to group everyone up here for the sake of copying and pasting.
When we head out, could I... Because I would assume the ruined would also go to the old... Could I join him? Go to the bakery?
Yeah, if that's what you want to do when we get to that point. As you come down the stairs, you see Zar knelt down in the pool of water. He is basically like knelt down, but kind of like sat on his own feet, with his fingers running, with letting the water kind of lap up against his fingers, essentially bathing.
I would like to go and kneel down beside him and sort of join in.
Question: Does blood run down your fingers? and such like?
Not my fingers, no.
Okay.
I mean, I probably do have excess blood some places, but like my hands are pretty clean when it comes to blood.
Okay. Yeah, you copy his position. How did your meeting with the king go? He says, now seeming a lot calmer.
Well, we made progress. Things take time, but it went well. Now, I would like for you to fill me in on every little detail you can about this village and supposedly the extraplanar beings that attacked it.
Extraplanar. I suppose that makes sense. I'm from a village 2 days away. Smaller than Erendis. I was a hunter and a gatherer for my people.
There we go.
I'm gonna commission a fucking t-shirt that just has like a silhouette of a man doing this and then my people.
My people.
A few days ago, it was attacked, though. I can't explain by what. I'd never seen anything like it. It was horrifying, indescribable, unspeakable. I fought. I failed. I was flung from the canopy. When I awoke, I saw nothing but destruction, but the beings were still there. I don't think there's any other survivors, but can't know until those things are gone.
Can you... Well, I know you said it's indescribable, but surely you must have some idea of what they look like.
Sure. I'm going to roll to see how good he can try and describe it, and then I'm going to base that on how good I'm going to describe it. I feel like this is probably like a nature roll, try and describe a thing. And he's pretty good at nature, so that's hopefully good. Alright, yeah. It was a misshapen thing, untethered from our laws of reason or reality. It had spines and pustules and limbs bladed and tentacles, just a mass of horror.
Can I roll anything to see if that rings any bells?
You can roll a nature or arcana roll. It is gonna be hard. What do you get advantage towards again? From your Blood Hunter shenanigans?
Oh, I get advantage on arcana rolls to recall information about creatures, like Fae, Undead, and something else? Hang on, let me have a look.
Unlucky.
Yeah, Fae, Fiends, and Undead.
It is none of those, so it should be a straight roll then.
Okay. I would like to inspiration that.
Okay.
Just gonna go through them.
Might as well use them.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like anything you're familiar with, but that just reinforces your conclusion, which is the same as that woman above, which is that it's not something from our realm at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pop up and ask him, was it just one, or were there multiple?
You're gonna have to let me real quick open the map, just remind me what I put the other things as, but there was more than one, but there was only one that was unspeakable. And then
But the other ones were speakable, basically.
the other ones weren't strictly speaking unspeakable, because the stat block wasn't called unspeakable horror, it was called something else.
Like the other.
It corrupted the foliage around it, brought it to life. Like living mounds of vines and trees. With that Arcana check, 15 and 14, that sounds like shambling mounds to you both.
Mm.
Yeah, now I'd have to know what that is. I don't, but that's fine.
Oh, I can give you a little bit of a lowdown on shambling mounds, that's fine. This is what a shambling mound looks like, first of all. It's a shambling mound.
Disgusting.
They are plant creatures that can be brought to life by magic, and they can both attack things and they can try and engulf things.
We know that they're created by magic.
Yes.
So we could potentially assume that they're not from another plane, it's just they were created by someone, perhaps?
The shambling mounds or this other thing?
The shambling mounds.
Yeah.
The shambling mounds are what were created by the...
He says that they attacked at the same time, so he seems to think that they're related.
Oh, right, okay. I'm just gonna have to reload Foundry quick because my screen's gone black.
How dare you?
Okay. Any other questions for the for Zar?
No.
When can we head out then?
Wait, is he coming with us? Or...
Yeah, he wants to
Oh, okay.
reclaim his village.
Okay, yeah.
How long will it take us to get there?
It's a 2-day journey. Maybe a day if we don't rest.
You know these woods well then, I assume?
They're my home.
I am ready when you all are.
As am I. I do need to pick up a pie that was put behind for me on our way out, but that shouldn't take me a second.
And if you could show me to anywhere that could sell certain herbs or anything so I can make potions on the way, that would be handy.
We've got an
Silly.
apothecary.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll follow the ruined on his mission to
Ooh, pie.
acquire pie.
Let me taste this pie I've heard so much about in this realm.
I shall remain here, says Dai. Try and
I'll
gather
look
what
surprised.
intel we can about the people of Erendis, so that when the time comes, we can recruit them more successfully.
That seems fair. What about you? And I'll look over to West.
Sounds like there's people in need. He says, and he
You're not
looks
gonna
at.
miss your staff, Die.
What was that? Sorry.
Said, sure you're not gonna miss your staff, Die.
Did you say that in character?
Yeah.
By all.
It's fine. This place feels familiar. Aegis, you can roll me an Arcana check.
Oh boy. No whammies, no whammies. Don't make me blind. No whammies. Don't make me blind.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
All right, Ruined. Are we going pie?
Fuck yeah, pie time.
All right, you go and collect your pie. Oh, hello,
Pie.
dearie. How'd your talk with the king go?
Oh, it went very well, thank you.
Oh, that's good to hear. He's a nice young man, isn't he?
Is he
Yes.
actually? Does he seem young, or
No.
is this lady just old?
King Arnadraste is probably in the region of like 300 years.
That's not too bad actually for elves, right?
No, that's not
That's-
young at all, but it's also not super old. It's like middle-aged.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Very kind, very generous. As are all of your people.
Well, we like to help.
Pie smells delicious.
It's,
Never actually asked what type of pie it is.
pie flavor.
Fucking know it.
Who says that?
I was also about to answer it genuinely, and then you asked, and then my brain just went brain rot. Engage. It's a blueberry pie.
Mmm, tasty.
Is it like sliced or anything?
You can slice it up.
Yeah, I'll slice it up and I'll give a piece to Nerixius, and I'll also offer a piece to the lady.
Oh, you're quite all right, dearie. I don't sample my own goods while at work.
Haha. That's fine. Thought I'd offer anyway.
I'll go right in that. I'll devour that thing.
Okay.
Like maybe a bit more than I should.
This technically wouldn't normally last for the next 2 days, but fuck it, you can have it going into the fight when we get there. You both gain 5 temp hit points.
Oh, sick. Let's go.
A little
Bye,
berry pie for the win.
brothers.
You can have that
we
on your
just
character
need
sheet.
this
Just
Gret man our party, man.
on your health
Has-
bar, there's a little 0 next to it in blue. You can just add
Oh, yeah.
10 hit points there.
Yeah.
Has Nerixius just had like a culture shock from eating his first blueberry pie?
Yeah, how's Nerixius dealing with blueberry pie?
Yeah, I would assume he's probably had like pastry or something similar before, but he probably didn't have blueberries before. And elvish cooking is usually considered pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So, he would like have a fork, and then another fork, and then he would like slowly speed up until like maybe the lady like turn around, like 30 seconds, turn around again, and the pie was gone. Yeah, basically. Yeah, exactly.
It's the fucking Dragonborn from Goblin Slayer, Alex. With
Yeah.
cheese. Sweet nectar.
The other thing she's got on her store, by the way, are Greg sausage rolls.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro.
Oh, God. I'll take your entire stock.
I'll take the grandma with me.
They give you inspiration, but they also give you -1 constitution.
No.
Can I maybe while I'm still eating the pie, actually, I'll say, the cuisine here is absolutely delicious. So I've gotten this bread from the king. It looks absolutely fabulous, and I'll show her like one of the breads I have.
Ah, yes,
is-
elvish bread.
Is that made by you, by chance?
Well, I know how to make it, yes. It's...
Is there any chance, because we're traveling now, we're going on adventures, that you share some recipe? I would love to get into baking.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Come on, this might be the most important persuasion check of my life.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Oh,
It's for-
certainly, my dear. Let me, She grabs a piece of parchment and starts scribbling on it in ink.
And excuse me, I'm pretty new to this. What utensils would I need
Well,
to do this out in the wild?
well, you'll need a fire.
Yep.
You'll need flour.
I'll write that down. Yeah.
And you'll need insert some elvish ingredients. And you'll need some garlic. And you'll need some 10 flavors of herbs and spices.
I'll write all of that down.
And you'll need 1 Krispy Kreme donut.
Written down.
1 frog's eye.
I do not like. She could tell me to throw gold pieces in there. I would not care.
Throw some gold pieces in there.
I write that down.
And also some of Tarhen's skin.
Written down, and I put a dot and close the book.
She gives you an actual recipe. I just don't know
Yeah.
what goes into elvish bread.
Brother man's gonna make some fruity oaty bread.
Yeah. Did you write it down then? 'Cause she was writing down a recipe for you. So were you making notes as she was saying what it was?
Oh, yeah, no. It was just the. Oh yeah, actually, she wrote in a recipe.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Do you have like some leftovers of that? Like maybe some lower quality that you might not need that I could.
Oh,
maybe
I could give you some non-specialized bread if you need some. In other words, non-elvish bread, just rations
No,
essentially.
just the ingredients, basically,
Oh,
so I could try and make them myself while I'm on the way.
Certainly, yes. I'll give you enough for 3 attempts.
Best day ever.
Can you do you look at the recipe?
Yeah.
She's handed it to you in Elvish.
We have a translator. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. It's all good. I'll look at it and like the big beaming smile on my face, like, thank you.
Ah, yes. And just make sure that you sing the song exactly.
Yes.
You don't read Elvish, but you can see from the recipe at one point is clearly something that you're supposed to sing in Elvish as part of the recipe.
Yep.
Alright. I'm just adding some things to your inventory real quick.
Hell yeah. Best fucking day ever.
So, to reverse engineer the recipe, or not even reverse engineer it, to do it following the recipe, it is a fairly complicated recipe, especially for a non-initiated baker. It's going to be a DC 20 cook's utensils tools check. So you both need cook's utensils, and then need
Yeah, I don't even have those yet. I'm building that up slowly.
Okie doke. Right, you wanted to go to the apothecary for ingredients.
Apothecary.
Okay. Bear with. Okay. I'm being very, very lazy. This one, just making it very, very quickly. So. That's what they got in stock.
Mind Flayer Stinkhorn, eh?
I went down the wrong pipe.
I thought I was.
No,
Well, but,
I didn't down the wrong pipe.
yeah. Sorry.
And it broke Callum's internet, apparently.
Broke my internet. What?
Yeah, you
Yeah, now you're back.
completely went robot and then suddenly snapped forward from where you were laying in bed to now being sat up.
Quite terrifying.
Anyways, yeah, something about a Mind Flayer Stinkhorn. Yeah, sure, that's in stock. Technically, that one wouldn't be in stock because Mind Flayers don't exist within this world, but it's just a Stinkhorn. Don't worry about it. Real quick, how the fuck can you just like be drinking and it goes down the wrong pipe? Like, come on. Like, fucking Darwinism shit. We should have been evolved to not be able to do that. It's fucking ridiculous. It's just like a basic function. Don't send it down the wrong pipe.
Where does the other pipe actually go?
I assume
To
your
your
lungs,
lungs?
but I don't know. Like,
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Okay, right. Okay, so you got the esophagus, which is this pipe here,
Hmm.
right? And then there's another pipe that goes to the lungs, and then there's like a flap of skin
Mhm.
that every time you swallow something, it sort
yeah. No, I get
flap,
that
so-
bit.
of over.
Yep.
If you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's kind of you breathing while it's going down at the same time, and then it goes.
Yeah, so it
slips
goes into
in
your lungs.
as the
presumably.
pipes full. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And,
do we just have like a does
assume
Pete
it
now just have
eventually
like a
filters
bunch
out.
of like liquid in his lungs?
Well, no, I assume it eventually filters out. Otherwise, I've got a lot over the years
Yeah.
just sloshing around in my lungs.
You're
That's
just
fine, it
speaking
shouldn't
and you're just bubbling from the
Probably out of
mouth.
the lungs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was bubbles.
Yeah, I could tell. Okay, right. Okay. Right, I'd like to buy. Oh. Okay, I might have to sell first. I don't actually have that much money on me.
I'll give them some gold real quick so they can actually buy stuff.
Yo, I
thank
thought
you.
they were communists.
They are, but
It's
you're...
still barter from the outside world.
Yeah.
No. Fair.
Also, it might just be that old lady thinks that all elves are communists, for all you know.
She's just just a radical elf, a radical communist elf.
You look down to like the side of her table and you just see like a hammer and sickle.
Yeah, man. I mean, sickle was
Just
for
this
gathering
bakery
herbs,
lady having
and,
a hammer and sickle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and the hammers for hammering rice cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you given her the gold?
Yes, I have.
Given them? Excellent. I'd like to sell.
You know what I've just realised, which is a sad thing to think about. I don't know if any of you have experienced this as well, but similar to during Star Wars Celebration when I was in my full Mando suit and it was fucking boiling, but while walking around doing stuff, I wasn't thinking about it that much. I've only just remembered how fucking hot it is at the moment.
Oh, I've been feeling it this entire time.
I mean, I've been feeling it, just not like consciously feeling it, and then I just like paused for a moment and just went, bloody hell, it's
Damn, it's
hot.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel so woozy. It's awful.
Yeah, not a fan. The worst part is, right, I feel like this is going to be me being a little bitch, but whatever, is when it's like super warm like this, you'll get a bunch of people being like, oh, it's so lovely the weather we're having at the moment, and I've just got to be like, no, it's not. It's horrible. It's awful.
Yeah.
And then
Yep,
they look at you like you're a weirdo, and you're like, this is bad. This is not a good thing.
Yeah, like they have the fucking easy life, because it's easier to warm up than it is to cool down. Like if you like things hot, you're fucking, you know, you're laughing. You can just stick on like jumpers and shit in the cold, like when it's hot and the people that hate the heat, like we can only take off so many layers before we get to our skin. And I'll tell you that much. I'm not ripping my skin off.
Remove your skin. Remove your skin.
I mean,
Right, okay, I've done with my
I've said it multiple
Ocean
times
bag.
before. I prefer it being super cold than super warm because you can just bulk on layers.
Exactly.
While working from home, I don't think I've ever worked from home naked. I have worked from home in just gym shorts before, including today. I put a shirt on for this. All right. Cool. Anyone doing anything else before heading off to go to this village?
Nope. Will this be a journey? Because we're kind of getting guided again, right?
Yeah, I would say let's just hand away the journey. All right. As you're heading off, everyone can roll me a perception check.
As we're leaving, or
Yeah,
as you ride?
as you're leaving.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
That's a cocked dice I've ever seen it. The ruined. It was between a 3 and a whatever the other one was, a 17. Alright. You'll hear it then. You hear the patting of some footsteps, small footsteps running towards you as you're heading to the outskirts of Erendis. And as you turn, it's Ale. She runs up specifically to you, Soros.
I'll turn around.
You're leaving already?
For now, my friend.
Are you gonna be back?
Of course. But I think it's a good idea that we go and save that village. Don't you?
She nods, but she looks a little bit sad.
I'll get down on one knee. Give her a little pat on the head. Do not worry. Should you ever need me, when the time comes, hopefully by then my legend will be loud enough that you should be able to find me wherever you may need to.
She's holding the spear you gave her in one hand, and she holds it out to you.
I tell you what. I'll give you a trade. Is there a guard with her?
Yes, there will be a guard, like, trailing behind her.
I'll take the spear. And I'm gonna give her my axe.
Oh, damn.
I'm just gonna clonk it down. Pass her the handle. I did promise. I'm with you every step of the way. And don't slack on your training.
Are you sure you're going into battle?
I have another axe.
Which axe are you giving her, by the way? The great axe or the axe of the Terral?
Terrible.
Oh, damn.
Shit. He's
Don't worry,
investing, bro.
Yeah. It has
Don't
been
worry.
removed from your inventory.
We're going into battle, and I have my strongest potions for him.
I will try and remember that you've given it to her. Everyone else will also try and remember, because I'd hate for you to accidentally leave and never get it back from her. Wasn't that
Come
your
back
fucking
to
birthday gift
our
as well?
fucking
It's just like,
guy.
imagine if you could just completely forget
No,
it.
it's hers now.
Okay. Forever?
Forever.
Shit, my dude. Alright.
Tom's the opposite of a loot goblin.
Have an
He's
inspiration
just
point, bud.
Robin
He just
Hood.
gives that shit away.
She's my little barbarian champ. She needs an axe.
I mean, she's a princess. She can grab some legendary axe from like a random chest.
Well, then maybe she can remember that I gave her a magical one when she was a kid when that time comes.
True.
Have a point of inspiration. Also, just to point in your direction, you don't need to look it up now, but in downtime activities, there is also a downtime activity specifically for like training a protege.
Okay.
So like that's a thing that you could potentially like think about if you wanted to continue down this path as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
I'll give her a hug as well.
She can't really wrap her arms around you because you're fucking massive and she's fucking tiny, but she grips you tightly.
Be safe, Ale.
You too. Now, wouldn't it be fucking hilarious if I killed off Tommy?
I do realize I put a target on my back with that.
I mean, look, there's also mechanics for taking control of an NPC if you don't want to create a brand new character to play as in the world, so...
True.
Tommy just becomes the child.
Yeah.
Just possessed, like, ah.
Alright.
She's fucking sat next to her dad, listening to a council, and then suddenly, look.
My people!
I mean, look, basically the same thing happened to Tamashiro with his son, right?
True.
Oh, low.
We ever get up to Dai's level, and he's still the same level, and I die, I want to take over Dai just so I can be a grumpy old fuck and just...
I don't think you'll ever be the same level as Dai, but you'll get to Dai's level eventually. He's not that high level, because I wanted him to like not be ridiculously overpowered compared to you guys.
I think you said he was level 8 before.
He is level 8, yeah. But basically, I scale up your companions with you, so they earn the same amount of XP as you. And then also, if they're ever away from you, then they earn XP at a different rate, just to make sure that they're continuing to level. So, like, I genuinely created Celeste as like a level 3, but by the time you met him, he was level 5. And then ever since you've been with him, he's been leveling at the same rate as you, which means he's still level 5, but he's very near level 6 now. Versus all of you who've just entered level, well, about a quarter of the way through level 5 now. Anyways. Alright. Anyone doing anything over the 2-day journey?
Crying.
Are we taking our horses?
You can if you want. Or you can leave them in Erendis to be looked after there.
Would it speed the journey up if we took our horses?
No, because it's such difficult terrain through the forest that you'd basically be mostly leading them the entire time rather than riding them.
We may as well leave them then. Make sure Shaq is safe.
I will ask the ruin to translate the recipe for me. And specifically, I mean, I'm not asking him to teach me an entire language. I'm just asking him to teach me like the passage of the song that I would
he
sing.
can just translate it for you, right?
Yeah.
Or like phoneticize it for you. That's not a word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That would be amazing.
Okay. The song goes something along the lines of bread, bread, rise today. Don't make me wait another day. All of us are waiting to eat you.
What's that, baking Brent Benjamin?
Yeah.
Ready,
But in Elvish, it's more like
Yeah.
Flath, hairy slav, flare, fleece, so near the slave.
That's a soundboard.
Is that how all elves look when they talk as well?
Yes.
Yep.
Seriously,
I
I
also-
know I've banged on about fucking Dimension 20 a million times to y'all, but you at the very least need to, like, similar to what we were talking about with the Acolyte, you can skip the entirety of Fantasy High and just watch one episode in Season 2, where it's an entire 2.5 episode of just Brennan Lee Mulligan shitting on elves. Where they visit the Elvish, like, homeland, and it's just shit like that constantly, and it's just... French kiss. Not French kiss, what? Chef's kiss. Also French kiss.
French kiss.
Look, man, my brain is melted right now, alright?
Yeah, I didn't even fucking realise that was weird.
Just one thing quickly, Pete. I don't know if it, like, have you seen the Very Important People show?
Yes. I've not watched
Is that
all of
on
it, but I've watched
Dropout?
most of it. Yes.
Ah, right. See, I've seen a bunch of clips of that, and I really like that, actually. I
It's
think
fucking
eventually
hilarious.
I will subscribe to Dropout, but...
Genuinely, and I don't mean this as, like, any form of, like, trying to convince you all to get it or anything like that, it's just purely my opinion. Out of all the different streaming services I subscribe to, it is the one that I think is the best value for money, just because everything I've watched on it is a fucking banger.
How much is it?
I think $5 a month.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. And there's, like, because mostly Dimension 20 is, like, so long, there's so much fucking content on there. So. Plus, it's, like, genuinely one of the few companies where I'm like fairly fucking confident that everyone there is pretty moral. Like they are pretty transparent with like how much they pay their staff and what have you. And it's just like it seems like they actually genuinely look after the people who work there rather than being a company that always prioritizes profits. So that's nice too. Anyways. Cool. So yeah, anyone doing anything over the 2 days in terms of downtime or conversations or anything like that?
You good to keep teaching me Draconic, Sammo?
Sorry, what?
You okay to teach me Draconic for 2 days?
Yeah, as long as I'm just, yeah, he just has to, yeah, that's fine.
It just counts as your downtime activity as well.
Yep.
Point. I will grab Sorrows before we head off for the first night.
Okay.
It's a pretty nice thing you did back there.
I began to care for the girl. She reminds me of myself, in a way.
Oop, sorry, ignore that.
My fucking book! Just hear in the background. Just wave it around.
We were all taken away from our families. It's nice to say goodbye for a change.
If you wouldn't mind, if you leave your axe with me, I could try and do something. Give it a bit more of a edge, so to speak.
Very well. That would be helpful. I'll slam my axe down and hand it over to him. I'm also kind of testing to see if he can pick it up.
It's an axe.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I'd struggle a bit, but yeah, I can pick it up.
Yeah, it's not Mjolnir. He's just got a strength of 13. He's above average in terms of strength.
Oh, does he? Damn.
Yeah.
He's pretty ripped.
Will we end the journey, or like if we sleep the second night, how far away would we be to the village? Would it be within a 1 mile radius?
If you wanted to, so you would basically get there around nighttime on the second day. So if you wanted to, you could spend an hour before entering doing your 1 mile radius thing with the book.
I would like to do that, and then I think it might take a couple of hours, but like, bear with me, guys, because this is tactics, bro. I wanna write and record so that I get like all the information about the area, including all the folklore and whatever. And then I would like to use the glimpse of the past feature within the last day, which should also show all the creatures and stuff. And I want to show the village.
Okay.
What it looked like a day ago.
Bear in mind the attack would have happened more than a day ago. So if you want to see the attack, that's potentially longer ago. But if a day ago, just to see the creatures, yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Like I'm just doing a day ago because I'm thinking, well, things may have changed during that time, so we may as well see a like updated, version just to see what we're up against going in.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Anyone? So just last roll call. Then anyone doing anything else before the Ruin does all of his things?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just doing my downtime. Okay, that's that one done. Oh, I need to do my potion, my daily potion time.
Daily crack.
Yeah, daily crack. Where is it? My experimental elixir, baby. Fucking Steam pop up and get out of the way. 1. Ooh, that's a healing potion, I think.
Healing. The drinker regains the number of hit points equal to 2d4 plus your intelligence modifier.
Very nice.
I'm just adding that to your inventory now.
Yeah, I'll get rid of the other one.
No, just leave
Oh,
it.
you got rid
I'm
of it.
converting it into the elixir of healing.
Okay, that's fine. Cool. In that case, then I will hand out. It's time to do the trade. Trade time. Time to trade.
Ooh.
Hello, friend.
Hello,
How would you
Pam.
like a potion of healing superior?
That would be very lovely, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers, mate.
Alright then, Sorrows. Oh, also, with that being said as well, I will also infuse Sorrow's Axe. If that's okay with you, Pete.
Mm-hmm. What are you infusing it with?
I believe it is the +1.
Okay.
I think it's a +1 to the attack and damage.
Yep. Alright, that has been updated.
Tom declined the trade.
I did not get a trade. Ah, yes.
Congratulations, Tommy, you now have a +1 axe.
That's fucking dope. That's like best in slot for a fucking barbarian, I think.
Oh, +3 axe would probably be better, but there you go.
Is this a thing?
Yeah.
God damn. I'm not actually seeing the axe.
It's in your inventory already.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Dope.
I converted your great axe into a great axe +1.
Very fucking
I
nice.
think is it just one attack or one attack and damage?
I think it's +1 on attack and damage, I'm pretty sure. It just makes it a +1
Nice.
weapon, which is...
And I guess Nerexius can have a potion, even though I don't know him.
What do you mean you guess?
Come
You're
here,
a nice
autistic
guy.
dragon.
Hey, I'm capable of stuff.
Try and make that any less ominous. Oh, and I'll also don the Elven chain. That'll probably be a handy thing to do, huh?
Okay.
Oh, technically it's already equipped, but that's fine.
Cool. Alright, anyone else doing anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okie doke. Right, so, the ruins, you activate the Emerald Archive. You open up and spend an hour tuning your senses to the land in a mile radius just before you reach the village. The village itself, by the way, is suspended up in the tree. It's a village up amongst the branches. Think of it like a giant tree house. But the 1 mile radius can also go vertically, so that's fine. And at the end of this hour, you see the book fill up with fragments of information about the area's flora and fauna. Much of the flora and fauna of this forest is infused with magic, and fey magic specifically. The geography, it's almost entirely woodland, occasional rivers and lakes and such like. This particular tree is an old oaken tree that is huge. The history of the people, these are traditional tribal wood elves. They are hunters and gatherers. They are communal, so they, often eat together in large, kind of like, think of it like a street party sort of meals. There are people who have been, often subjected and pushed around and have become isolated as a result of that, but that has only brought them closer together. And yeah, Folklore-wise, I don't have a lot to say on that at this time that I can come up with off the top of my head, so if you think of anything relevant, I can always come up with something on the fly, but otherwise, I'm going to leave that one blank for the time being.
Okay.
You can just make a note in your journal, or you can edit the Emerald Archive if you want, just to say you currently one of your 3 is being used up on the area around the abandoned village in Eldari. So if you're using a notebook or using a journal or whatever, just make a note of that somewhere. Just because you can always refer back to it later on as well, even if you're not physically here. And then an hour, so that was after an hour, then you want to cast the hallucinatory terrain spell from it, right?
Yes.
Okie doke. So you cast the hallucinatory terrain spell. The gem on the center of the cover of the book expands out in this kind of pale green glow as you see images building up a miniature version of the terrain, but you can kind of innately with your mind expand it, bringing it to life size and even zooming in if you want. Think of it like basically creating like a hologram of your surroundings that you can like zoom in and scale as you wish. And
Sick.
It plays back over the last day, and you can basically like fast forward, increasing the speed. You see the shambling mounds I mentioned earlier, of which there appear to be 2. And also, there is the unspeakable horror. Which looks like... This might look a little bit weird when I put this one in, because it's bigger than a lot of the tokens.
Oh, goddamn.
I can't see shit.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's on the map that you're currently on. Could you see before?
I can't see the map. No, I was paying attention to infantry stuff because I was doing a lot of shit.
Okay. This specific unspeakable horror has some notes that you can make note of. First of all, its horrible body boasts spider-like legs, many jointed appendages, and has thrashing tentacles just lashing out as it moves around. It appears to drop acid from its maw on occasion that you can see sizzling and hissing up the terrain below it. And... oh, my foundry is completely frozen. I'm going to blame Callum refreshing. Broke everything. Thank you, Callum.
Oh.
Earth to foundry. Thank you. And finally, its main limb, its largest limb, appears to be this tentacle that drags along the floor behind it. This tentacle appears to be very, very capable of kind of like stretching and grappling things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anyone doing anything else before heading up into the village?
I would if my foundry would load.
I mean, what do you want to do, and I can potentially do it for you.
Oh, it's loading. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head what I gotta do. I've done my potion. I've made potions. I've given Tommy a cool axe. Actually, I don't think I need to do anything else. I think I'm good.
Okay. Question as you all step onto the rickety wooden platform strung up by ropes that is used to elevate you up into the village. How's the ruined feel about elevators?
He's cool.
Okay.
There is still one thing that we have yet to have come across in this campaign yet that I have been waiting for this entire time. One of my rumors, Pete.
Would I still have access to the rumors, actually?
No, you don't know any rumors about these people.
Yeah, I'm just the rumors Zila had.
I'm amazed that hasn't come up yet.
I know, me too. I've been thinking about it every session, and it still hasn't come up, and I'm just waiting for it. But like,
Guess we've got to force it.
Don't force it. Let's see if it happens naturally.
Okay.
Is it anything one of us has to do, or?
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, it could be anyone, really.
Yeah. Anyways. The rickety elevator shudders to a stop. The village is lit up by this brilliant shaft of silver moonlight flickering between the leaves. Motes of fireflies hover in the air, and everything sounds very, very quiet, except for the rustling of leaves, some of which sound a little bit unnatural in their movement, like they're not flowing with the wind. Everyone can give me a perception check if they want.
Well, Hog.
Pog.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, free movement. And just to clarify for you, Alex, this area is above this area.
Okay. Is the village all level?
More or less. Like, some of it, like, rises up slightly, but it's like, you know, not floors of difference or whatever. It's just like, some of it's like slightly higher up than others.
Okay.
Pete, can I try and keep my eyes out on the flora?
Sure.
With my herb knowledge, just to try and differentiate of what is just normal plant and what is definitely going to try and fucking kill us.
Sure.
Looking out of the ordinary.
Do you think that's anything beyond your normal perception roll you just did?
Sure, we'll keep my normal perception roll.
Okay. Oh, also, by the way, the lift took you up about... I'll write it down, so if it becomes relevant later, we know how far it was. 80 feet.
Oh boy, I love it when Pete puts us in high precarious places.
It worked out fine for Niz that one time.
Fucker. Wish it didn't.
You loved Niz.
I tolerated him.
You loved him and you loved the twist. You just mad that I pulled one over on you.
With the twist.
Look,
You're
you're mad,
right.
right? You're mad, but you can't be mad because you still play D&D with me.
True. Very true. Before we get going, I'm just gonna say fuck it. I don't really care if we're in the forest at this point. We're gonna be fighting some fucking awful looking creatures. I'm just gonna shank my feet.
Okay. I'm assuming to set them on fire. Not your
Yes.
feet, the swords, but...
Yeah. Yikes.
It's not something I could pull the stats on without literally going back and watching the old episodes and like finding when you've done this, but I'm really curious like what the average damage you've done to yourself each time you do this is.
Yeah, it must be in the like top
Percentile.
75% of damage you could do to yourself.
I mean, it's not too bad because obviously I had the temp hit points, so that took like a lot of the damage. But
Cool.
I'll also spend a point of liberation to activate my chains.
Okay. Cool. Zar has his short bow out. Celeste will have Anroken out. Kytheria will have the rapier and the short swords she was gifted out. So everyone's prepared for battle.
Ready in an action to cast a spell as soon as combat starts to like get a free action before combat doesn't work, right? That's not a thing.
You can't say before combat starts. It'd have to be a specific thing triggering it.
Okay.
So, for instance, the first time I see someone who's not us, as an example, would be a triggering action.
Sure.
Lick.
Any monster cast spells.
Any monster what?
I said any monster. I'll cast a spell.
Oh,
What do you define as a monster?
Anything that looks hostile.
someone that
Towards
eats pineapple on pizza.
As soon as something seems to be hostile, either
Please don't
by
hit ages.
turning from friendly to hostile, or immediately looking hostile, I'll cast a spell.
Pineapple
There
on
you go.
pizza is not only an underrated, it is an elite topping for pizza.
I agree.
I know, I just say that to
Hell
fuck
yeah.
with people. I have no horse in the race because I just don't like pineapple in general. So
Can I roll perception on how sturdy this bridge is looking?
Sure.
Oh,
Looks sturdy. As you step onto it, it makes no groaning sound. It does, however, kind of sound like someone dropped the water bottle.
No. No.
This place was once thriving with life, says Zar.
it can be again someday. We should check the buildings.
Now that I'm like pretty central, can I roll another perception check?
Sure,
I'll join in with that.
sure.
Never
Again,
mind.
we're sure.
Better.
You can still hear the rustling of foliage, and again, some of it sounds to be in discordance with the natural flow of, wind and air through the trees. But where specifically with 16, you're still not sure.
Yeah, enough.
I'm gonna draw my axe.
I will not draw my weapon.
That was our village elder's home, says Zara as you approach it.
Are you certain you're the last one that remains?
All I saw was death.
I am sorry you had to witness this. I pushed the door open.
The door doesn't budge.
Does it feel like something's barring it?
Yes.
Can I try and force it open?
Sure, make me just a straight strength check.
Maybe try knocking first.
Nah.
Okay. How do you try and force it open?
Shoulder barge.
Alright, as you slam your shoulder into it, the doors give way, knocking back whatever was holding the doors closed, which is just, as it was revealed, pushes back a bunch of vines and foliage that has overgrown the tree. overgrown the door. Sorry, it kind of like, you'd see in like a post-apocalyptic movie when nature starts to reclaim civilization.
Yeah.
And then you see, like, directly in the doorway, you almost like run into it from the momentum of your shoulder barge, suspended, with like vines growing up through its body, is a decaying body.
And it hasn't even been that long, has it?
Nope, he hasn't said specifically how long it's been, but if it's 2 days journey and he left as soon as it happened, that would be about 4 days ago.
Well, he even said that if you made it without rest, it's 1 day, so it could even be 3 days, really, couldn't it? Yep. So this body looks far more decayed than it should be, I'm assuming.
Yes.
What do you make of this, Nerexius? Can I roll Arcana?
Sure. It almost reminds you, in a way, of the corpses you found that were the victims of the vampire you faced in Hamon. It's like something has drained or is actively draining the nutrients and what have you that were left in this body. It's decaying rapidly because something is causing it to decay rapidly.
Can I cut the vines?
Sure. Won't need a roll, just you swing your axe. Maybe takes a chop or two, and then the vines give way, and the last couple that didn't cut through literally retract themselves from its body as the body falls.
Yeah. It's almost like the woods themselves drained this. Is it man or woman?
This is a man.
Drained this man. Nothing to say? Samo?
Sorry, what?
I've been
I'm
talking to you.
reading stuff up again. Sorry,
Damn, I'm really thinking about that blueberry pie.
reading up my item, man. Sorry, what did you say?
I was asking, well, if you made anything out of the man being drained of life by the vines.
I can roll. Is it Arcana or can I roll something else?
No, I've already done that. RP-wise, I was just asking if you had any ideas of what it might be.
I mean, do the vines lead anywhere? Like, do we see them go deeper down into the building, or?
No, if anything, they seem to retract out of the building.
And it's the only corpse, at least from what we see so far.
Yes.
Where do the vines lead then?
Yeah.
If I were to follow them.
They seem to lead towards the moss you can see in the trees around you.
I'm gonna step out of the building quick. And I'll stand over the balcony and say, we found a body. The vines themselves have drained it. They're coming from the trees. They're very much alive.
Can I just roll like a perception? Like if I've just been stood here while they've been doing that, can I just roll perception, literally just to look all around me and just try and like see if there is like anything out of place? Obviously not just the vines, but like, you know, anything bigger. Thinking the Shambling Mounds or big fat fucker with all the acid and shit.
Sure.
They're in the walls. They're in the goddamn walls.
They are the walls.
Yikes.
You do not see anything out of place. Soros and Erexius, can I get perception checks from you, please?
Yes.
Amazing.
I believe I've had a similar nightmare where plants start to fight back once I've picked them.
Bro, I have such a low average today.
Alright. Right as it slithers along and grips its or weaves its ray around Neurixius's ankle. That is the moment that you, out of the corner of your eye, spot it, Sorrows. A vine coming back from down the roof of the building onto the floor, and then has slithered its way around Neurixius's ankle. And then just as you spot it and go to react in whatever way you're going to react, Neurixius, you get yanked to the ground and you fall prone. And with that, he's going to do some combats.
While prone, but I still get my ready action. It's casting a spell. I don't necessarily need to stand.
No, because you're surprised.
Fuck.
Alright, roll them initiatives.
Come on,
Yeesh.
at least give me that, man. Come on. Come on.
Trash.
Decent.
Did I just roll 3 nat
Hey,
20s,
that's
or was
pretty
that only
good.
2 nat 20s? One of them might have been knocked into a nat 20 on that initiative. Either way. Alright. So let's turn first. He will run and then try and jump from here up to where Neurixius and the Sorrows are. He does a cool parkour move and lands up there next to them. That is his turn for now, though, just readying his sword, ready for when the Shambling Mound comes out. The Ruined, your turn.
Oh boy. I will. Is this like a table or something under here?
Yeah, it's a table underneath a canopy.
Oh, right, okay. I'm assuming I can see both of these if I can see them on the map, right?
Yeah, sure. They've revealed
Okay.
themselves at this point.
Alright. I'll move over this direction and I'll ready an action to attack anything that comes within my radius, I suppose.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
Alright. Zar will run around and up the stairs. And then he will try and shoot this Shambling Mound with his short bow. That'll hit. Okay. It takes 3 points of damage.
Ooh, let's go Zar!
Aegis, your turn.
Okay, I think it's time for some good old-fashioned fireball.
Oh boy.
Or treehouse. Oh god.
Let me just make sure I'm within range.
Sometimes you can just see it on Pete's face, that look of, I was hoping you'd do this.
Yep. I mean, if the Ruined is waving around with fire, I mean, might as well go all out now.
It would be a shame if I had a burning version of this map.
Oh no.
That is a miss.
There we go.
Are you done?
I'll take my movement as well. Move a bit more centrally.
Okay.
That'll be my go.
Erendis, it's your turn. It will use half your movement to get up.
Yeah. I'll get up first of all. Second of all, I'm curious because obviously we are in a forest currently, but I'm not currently standing on soil or whatever. So would I get the bonus movement speed from my nature's gift thingy because it just says while in a forest or grassland
You still get the
terrain?
bonus.
It's okay.
You still get the bonus.
Cool. In that case, I can actually reach in. Then I'll have 20 feet of me. I'm not grappled or anything. He just knocked me over.
Yeah, he just knocked you over.
Okay, I'll look up. And I think I forgot to give me my. Oh, yeah. You remember last time how I told you that I made my ascension points disappear?
No,
And they're not there right now.
I don't remember you telling me that, but okay.
I said that at the end of the session because I think I pressed something, and they just disappeared. There.
How many should you have?
It's 10. 2 per level. I knew I was missing something that I wanted to tell you. My bad.
And they recover how frequently?
On the long rest.
Cool. There you go.
That reminds me, I've been completely ignoring a feature of my chains, or my liberation points that I could have been using this entire time. Get to roll on a successful use of one of my abilities to see if I get the point back. I just haven't been doing it. To be fair, I've not needed it a lot.
And for the first time, I'll use Draconic Ancestry to read. And then something happens a little bit. I can't actually seem to use it right now. Actually, I can, never mind. I cannot. It ran out of designated attributes.
Because
I mean, we
you
could just
bl-
say, I can just manually remove them. It's completely fine.
Yeah, I'll fix it later.
Yeah.
It's because you broke the actual way they are, and I tried to fix them quickly.
Yeah. All good, all good. They're gone. And instead of me being powered up now, there's nothing actually visibly about me now. But there's something lingering in the air that's not actually shown yet. And then I would like to attack.
Okay.
Did I target him? No,
So what thing did you actually do, sorry?
I used my ancestry, my draconic ancestry 3 times.
Ah, gotcha.
So I'm on 1 point now. And attack. Oh.
Okay.
And I click on the crit hit thing.
Yep. So it'll be that, and then the 3d6, right?
Would that be 66 now?
Yeah, so it would be 66 because it's a critical hit.
Bro, I can't type properly anymore. My brain is completely fried at this point.
Okay. Can you roll me an insight check, please?
Oh god.
Cool.
11? If he has any resistances, I will remind you, my sword is magical.
Yep.
In case that matters at all.
Ah,
Okay.
well.
Okay. And I guess I'll do my second attack then.
Very nice.
Shit.
It's It's happening again.
I'd like some luck like that. That'd be nice.
Okay, I'll let you do another insight check.
Let me guess. This one's gonna be shit again. It's not an attack. Nope, that was actually
Okay,
decent.
every time you strike it, the lightning that arcs from your blade seems to be absorbed by it and seems to replenish it. It has both immunity to lightning, and every time it takes lightning damage, it regains the amount of lightning damage as hit points instead. So you just healed it for 8 hit points. Because you did 13 slashing damage and healed at 21.
Why, out of all enemies you could have chosen, out of all the elements, you fucked me in the ass.
It's just, when you were like, oh, I'm going to do this, I was like, okay, interesting. Then you got a critical hit, and I went, oh, interesting, and did just over, you did 6 damage on the first attack, because you did more slashing than you did lightning. And on the second attack, I just went, that's beautiful.
Those might have been the most useless nat 20s I've ever... Now, okay, actually, this is once in a lifetime. This is never gonna happen to anyone in the history of D&D ever again.
Oh, I love Dungeons and Dragons, man. I mean, I didn't know you were going to do that. I just knew that you did a little bit of lightning damage, and Shambling Mounds felt thematically appropriate, and also they had that cool feature. Look, if it makes you feel any better, I frequently forget about damage immunities and damage resistances, so there's plenty of times where I haven't applied them when I should have, so...
Completely fine. I deal with the shit.
Anyways, doing anything else?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I'll action. No, I'm kidding. Anyway,
I mean,
the
as
actually
long as
cool
you do
thing,
more slashing damage than lightning damage, it's still working out.
Yeah, I'll just nullify it again. No, the actual cool thing I wanted to say is, now that I spent so many points on this ability, like this, like spectral draconic claw, like mimics my attack basically, but yeah, it's kind of fucking me in the ass currently. So yeah, I'm telling it, no, stop, don't do this.
All right, that your turn.
Yeah, I'll look over to Soros and like, I feel like I've fucked this thing up like properly right now. Oh, someone died.
Yeah, Alex is into that.
And then I'll just look at Soros and I'm like, huh?
All right,
I'm still alive?
its turn.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello. God hates me. It just decided to shut itself down.
Oh yeah, that happens.
All right, that hit. That attack misses.
Nice.
That attack misses.
Nice.
Okey-doke. Don't think... No, she doesn't have any range attacks, so she will just ready her action. Sarah, it's your turn.
Okay. I'll return the confused look to Onyxius before holding my axe up high and fucking screaming while charging at this seemingly impervious ball of vines.
Get into chapping.
Just slam my axe down into it.
Is that you raging?
Getting angry?
I'm raging, yeah.
Bros, man.
What is my +1 axe? There it is. There was something wrong with my rage before, wasn't it? That I wasn't displaying the attack properly.
You
I think
get
it
+2
never
to
added the
attacks.
+2. Yeah.
You had to just manually
Okay.
do it.
Nice.
That'll hit.
Which is 21.
I think you just get a bonus to damage.
Both.
You gain melee damage, which... Oh, it's actually just +2 damage. Sorry, it's not +2 attack, so it's 19 still
Oh,
hits,
okay.
but it'll be 14 damage.
2 damage, okay. I'll do my -5 for this one.
Okay. So that'll be a 12, which misses. You can recklessly attack, which just means that it'll get advantage on you if it attacks you.
Nah.
Okay. That your turn then?
That's my turn.
It's immune to lightning. Still.
It's not immune to lightning. It also heals
Yeah, it's
from
eating
lightning.
it up. It's born from fucking lightning, then. Should have been me.
Alright. Celeste's turn. He will move in and get into the doorway. And he will hit it with Anroken.
Make it dead.
Have I ever mentioned that Anroken also does lightning damage?
Note to self. Whoever fight against a lightning enemy, run. What's strong against lightning, like element wise?
First attack hits, second attack misses. The Ruin's your turn.
Okay.
Look, man, if it
Okay.
bleeds, you can kill it, but shambling mounds don't bleed, so...
Hey, dragon type Pokemon, ground and grass. Okay. So we met Pokemon. You know.
Did I move exactly 30 feet then?
I think so,
Or did
yeah.
I have an inch? Damn. Alright, I'll just ready my action again then
Okay.
to attack the creature if it comes near.
So we'll try and shoot it. That is a miss.
Damn.
Okey-doke. Aegis, your turn.
It's my turn. That means there's gonna be a fireball. Ooh. You know what I mean, boys?
I do know it.
Fucking hot that shit.
Damn. Damn.
Nice. Can you roll me insight?
Yes. What should also be immune to fire.
It swallows it whole. Spits it back.
Alright.
Uh-oh.
That your turn?
Sure.
That's within range for you, right, Thorund? Because you've got reach with your chains?
Oh.
Technically not within 10 feet, so no.
Damn. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give it
It
an
is,
extra
no?
foot of movement. It had 11, within 11 feet of you.
Okay, yeah, now I can hit.
Let me
Shit.
smile.
That hits.
Nice. And
Nice.
5 fire damage.
5 fire damage. Cool. Okay. Can you roll me an insight?
I can.
Come on.
The Ruined attacks it with a flaming chain. It doesn't seem super effective. It is resistant to fire damage.
God
Damn.
fucking damn it.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, its wet, mossy body seems to just kind of like soak up most of the fire.
Did I notice if it took the full brunt of the bludgeoning damage?
Yeah, it doesn't appear to have resistance to bludgeoning.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's still extra damage on top, I suppose,
Yeah,
with
it's
the
just
Crimson Rite. It's
yeah.
still just half, so I
Exactly.
take it.
That was your first attack, so... Oh, wait, that was...
It was
yeah,
a
multi-attack.
reaction.
Yeah, okay. It can't reach you yet, though, so that's fine. That's its turn, Nurix. Yes, your turn.
Okay, so obviously this is a homebrew class. We haven't actually talked about if I can get rid of my buff. Would that be something that I could just turn off, or do I sit through this? Which is also completely fine if you want this to be the thing.
I would say it costs a bonus action to deactivate it, but you can deactivate it.
Okay, yeah. I will do that. Would I also be able to, like, slither around him into the actual building to get advantage?
That would involve a tumble through him, which would be an acrobatics check.
Sure. Oh, wait, acrobat.
Yep, to tumble.
No thanks. I think I'll stay put. Okay, well then I'll attack without my buff.
That hits.
$15.
Okey doke. That hits.
That's 11.
Okey doke.
Can I roll insight to see if it's slashing resistant or whatever?
Sure. It does not appear to be resistant to slashing.
Cool.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay, it's its turn now. It's going to target Celeste with its first attack. That will hit him. Okay. And then he needs to make an acrobatics or an athletics check. He is going to go with acrobatics. Cool. As it attacks him, you can see its vine start to try and like grasp around him and pull him into it, but he manages to like yank himself away.
Nice.
It will then attack him a second time. That is a natural 20 on Celeste.
Neon.
Pretty low on the damage die though, so could have been worse. Alright, Kytheria's turn. She will bonus action to dash, which will allow her to get here. She won't get advantage yet because the Ruined isn't within 5 feet of it, but she will give the Ruined advantage from that position, so... That's a miss. And that's a miss. Well, she's not back on form just yet. Zorros, your turn.
I just remembered, can you make me big, please?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Big bonk. I'll go out of the way a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Where's my... There we go.
Okay.
I'll do a -5 on this one.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeesh.
That misses.
I wouldn't have hit anyway. I'll do another -5.
That's a lot better.
A 17 then, that will hit.
Nice. This is plus 10 damage. Plus 12.
Naked dead.
So 22 damage.
Take it.
That's what we call chopping.
That your turn?
Yes.
Yep, the ruined, you can see the shambling, unspeakable horror, tentacles and all, slithering and slopping and sloshing around the corner, charging towards the sign of upset in the village.
Oh dear.
It's Les' turn. He's gonna second wind, because that thing fucked him up.
I isn't here to save you now, pretty boy.
Okay, he regains 13 hit points.
Nice.
He will then attack Van Roken. That'll hit. Minimum damage. Nice, nice, nice. And then he'll attack a second time. That will also hit. Cool. The ruined, your turn.
Okay. Hmm. Question: if I have 10 feet of range,
Mm-hmm.
do I still need to be within 5 feet for flanking, or does 10 feet count?
You get advantage right now, where you are. Kytheria doesn't get advantage.
Right, okay.
Well, no, I think technically she'd get advantage, she just doesn't get her sneak attack bonus, because sneak attack isn't to do with advantage in 5e, it's to do with being within 5 feet of another enemy.
I think it is as well. I think it's whether you have
has
advantage
multiple.
or if you're within 5 feet.
Once per turn, you can deal an extra X amount of damage. You don't need advantage on the attack roll. Oh, sorry. If you have advantage on the attack roll, you don't need advantage on the attack roll of another enemy. Oh, never mind. She didn't hit either of her attacks, but she maybe would have with advantage. Oh well.
I'll just
we
stay
know.
where I am for now then and just start smacking it. Now, am I forgetting anything? Yes.
You're forgetting all that lightning damage you can do.
Yes, do all of that.
I am first going to bonus action hex it.
Okay. I need to remember to turn that into a clip when I reveal that to Sam. It's going to be a juicy one. For the socials.
Bro. And I got so excited of the fucking net 20 as well.
And then
I mean,
I
I still am.
will strike.
What attribute are you hexing?
Oh, it's ability checks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it saving throws?
I think we've also done it for saving throws because I'm a nice guy.
We'll say strength, because I feel like it's going to try and grapple.
Fair?
Smart tool. Is Hex concentration?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, 14 will miss.
Damn. Okay, second attack.
That'll hit.
Nice. Ooh, good damage. So then there's 1d6 of fire damage, and then I think Hex is psychic,
Yeah, and it's another d6.
and then 1d6 of psychic.
Okay. Dayton.
Yeah, fuck it, that'll do for now.
Okay.
Okay. Zar is going to turn around and vault back down over here.
Hey, the homie.
He hits. And deals 8 damage to the shambling mount. Aegis, your turn.
Oh boy, okay, I hope this works. Gonna get a good view of our new friend. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I will cast banishment on the creature.
Okay.
Considering we've been told it might be an extraplanian being.
Yep. I'm thinking of ramifications for this if this succeeds.
It's a DC 15, because it's a +1 from the staff.
I very much failed.
Checkmate.
And I believe with banishment, if they aren't native to this plane, they stay banished, correct?
If the target, if the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. The spell ends before 1 minute has passed. The target reappears in the space at the left or in its nearest unoccupied space. The space is occupied. Otherwise, the target doesn't return.
So in other words, if the spell lasts its full minute, it does not return.
I'm going to ask you a question that you might not be able to answer.
Okay. Yep.
What are you targeting with the banishment spell?
Do you mean what part of the creature I'm targeting, or
Just what are you targeting?
what I am targeting?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a close up of what it looks like?
It's dick.
What, you just want an enlarged version of the picture?
Yeah.
Just make it gargantuan.
Because from you saying what am I targeting, then something that doesn't look like it belong, I guess.
It all doesn't
Feel
look
like-
like it belongs.
I feel like it's a trick question and it's like I'm targeting the magic that binds it together or some shit.
I mean, this thing might just be like a parasite, and you have to like
That big enough for you?
Yeah, that's big
banish
enough.
the corpse that's like, I don't know, parasited. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know much about it, do I?
Nope.
Is there a roll that he could do to maybe determine, like, analyze the creature in some way?
If he takes a full turn doing it, sure.
I mean, it has control over plants, right?
You don't know that for certain. Zar just said that the shambling mounds attacked at the same time as it.
Right. I mean, I don't really have anything to go on, so I guess I'm just targeting the creature itself.
You're targeting the creature itself. Excellent. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
He banishes the spell.
As
Oh.
a faint pop happens and the creature disappears from existence, a woman falls out from inside
God.
it and lands on the stairs on her hands and knees.
Oh god.
How gooped up does she look?
She actually looks perfectly healthy, other than incredibly disoriented and confused.
Okay.
Yeah, you beat my my unspeakable horror, where I placed an NPC inside the unspeakable horror, and you were gonna have to rip it out as you were killing it, sort of Venom style, by
That's
just banishing the
definitely an inspiration
symbiote.
point.
Holy shit. Right,
I mean, that's
okay.
definitely inspiration point.
Yeah,
I'm
have an
gonna-
inspiration point, man.
God damn.
That's why I was like, what are you talking? Because I was like, if you're just gonna be like that entire like everything about that or whatever, if you like went over the top, I was like, oh, I guess you banish her as well. But you're like,
I mean, she would have returned
eventually, yeah.
at some point, right? Yeah.
But
Yeah, okay, and then once I do that, I will still be like concentrating on that area and say to Zar next to me, I need to make sure that the spell lasts. If not, it will come back.
he nods.
Basically just to protect me.
Now this is where Pete spawns a third enemy right behind Aegis.
You can also roll me an insight.
Okay. Sorry.
Never mind.
Wow.
I'm concentrating on what I'm doing right now. It's a lot of brain power.
Brain power.
All right, not the unspeakable horror. So the shambling mound's going to target Kytheria. That hits.
Oh, I don't think it's saying that I'm concentrating, by the way, Pete. Just in case I do get attacked.
Yep, that's fine. I can. It's saying you are.
Oh, okay, don't worry then. I
Don't know why it's not showing. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing on your token, but apparently you are down as concentrating.
That's fine.
Strange.
But did we get XP for it?
I mean, he defeated it, so yeah, if he permanently banishes it, it's the way of defeating it.
That's some of the most published shit I've ever seen in my life.
And then Kytheria needs to do an acrobatics or athletics check.
Fuck your wizard staff die. It's mine now. I've come back round to it. It's mine.
First proper
I
use of the
give it
staff coming in.
The vines of this shambling mound start to wrap around Kytheria and start to suck her into its body. At which point, it'll move over to you, the ruined.
She has a lot of
shit to Kytheria.
First she gets
by a fucking
swallowed.
frog.
Yeah. She does not have a great time.
22 will hit you.
It will.
You take 13 points of damage. It will prompt you for concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Now with a fail, you're no longer concentrating and it's no longer hexed.
That was was it the shambling mound or was it the horror?
Shambling mound.
Trembling now.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, because you get the damage on top, don't you?
Nerexius, your turn. I am aware of the time, by the way. We're going to end it at the end of this turn. Or round of combat. Nerexius, your turn.
Die.
He's not here right now. But a 20 will hit.
10. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Ollie. Bro! Another 10.
Okay.
Can I still move after they?
Yeah, you can.
I know I will provoke, but fuck the bitch.
Okay, I'll take an attack of opportunity on you. 17 will hit you.
Let me check. It will, yeah.
You take 12 points of damage as you run away.
Ow! That's fine.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, I had 5 health from the blueberry cake. Pie. Whatever.
Alright, then it's its turn, so it's going to use its first slam attack on Sorrows. That's a nat 1, it misses.
Nice.
Its second attack will also be on you, Sorrows. That's a 20, that will hit. You take 16 rounded down to 8 damage. And it can't grapple you. It tries, but you're too big for it.
Excellent.
Ophiria will try and escape her grapple. She succeeds and breaks free. She's soaring, she's flying. They're in a sky and heaven that she can't beat. And then she'll target the shambling mound with her offhand. That's a hit. Very nice. She does a total of 22 damage to it.
Oh fuck! Oh no!
Hey,
Sneak attack is
coming
good.
in big.
Zoro's your turn.
Okay. Fuck it, I'll take the -5.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, before I do that. Is it blocking the interior of the building?
Yes.
Okay, never mind then.
You can tumble through it, but
I can't really
Big,
get to an
big
advantage
just
position
fucking
there.
rolls
Yeah.
into it.
tumble doesn't mean like ducking between its legs or anything. It just means going through it.
He's big as fuck.
What
Where
the hell
did
do I
that
have 2
dual
axes?
wield animation come from? What the fuck? All right.
I mean, yeah, this one you're
I
big
actually
enough to
turned
do
it into like an axe that can split in half.
That's where the +1
That's
comes
sick.
from. It's just
Yeah.
21 will hit though.
There's a
minus
tiger
5.
axe on top of it.
16.
Oh, yeah, -5. Yeah.
No. Yeah, 16.
Oh, 16. 16 will still hit. That's fine.
Oh, dope.
Hell yeah, man. Is that +12 what?
Shopping.
Giving Tom a
21.
weapon that splits into 2 is like the best thing he could ever get. Let him live out his varying fantasies.
Oh, I just thought it's +1 axe, isn't it? So, oh, that's probably on the damage already.
It's already on the damage, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's with a +12 on it, is it?
Yes.
So
21.
Cool.
These
I already saw
motherfuckers are a bit
-10.
tanky, man.
Is it tanking my? Is it?
No, I don't
Stacking
know
up
what
my
just
damage?
happened there. I think it was on 31 hit points, and I just turned its health to 21 rather than minusing 21 health. I'm pretty sure I did type in a minus, but hey ho. There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
That hits, even with the -5.
Nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
good shopping this bitch. Ugh. Another 21.
No, that's 24.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, you kill it. How'd you like to kill it?
Nice.
I assume I'm taller than this thing.
You're about the same size, actually.
Okay. I'm gonna slam my axe into its head and like reach into the body and yank out this person.
Oh, the person's a corpse, but yes.
Yeah, I assume it's still powering it.
Alright, it falls over dead, and you see the vines within the building start to break apart and slither away as well. Alright.
I'll move after that. How big is this drop?
About 10 foot.
What point did full damage come in?
I think 10 foot, but you can roll an acrobatics to not take damage from 10-foot drop.
Alright.
You also get half of that because you're raging.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Also, you're very fucking tall and heavy, so the floor probably takes more damage.
That's a very good point.
Doesn't really equate into it, but sure. Are you rolling an acrobatics?
Yeah.
Okay. You do a superhero landing, it's very hard on the knees, but you don't take damage.
Nice.
A little crater. Crater in the wood.
I've still got an attack. I'll
Just-
throw a javelin.
I was going to say throw your fucking axe.
A level's time, absolutely.
Alright.
Going completely
Throw a javelin.
batshit insane.
That misses.
It
It
falls
reminds,
like here.
it reminds you of the time you were training Ale. Gion, which is the name of the woman who you haven't met yet, is on her hands and knees, having just been ripped out of a thing that just disappeared from existence. She will then vomit up, and you see the ruined, specifically, you see a bunch of vines slither away from her vomit.
Mm.
And then she'll look up at Aegis and just say, "Whatever you're doing, keep at it." And then she'll
Yeah,
pass
yeah.
out.
At least she's cordial.
Well, like, did the vines just slither away,
Slither
or like
away, and they seem to
are
like
they...
die as they slither away.
Oh, okay, they die.
Yeah, don't worry. It's not going to like spawn more of them. But that is where we're going to
It's
leave
like-
it, because we are at time. So
It's like, how can I harness this power for myself?
it's not blood magic; it's another
I,
kind
eat
of.
the vibes.
But yeah, we'll leave it there on a cliffhanger of what will happen to this party. They're probably going to be fighting against the Shambling Mounds, but will the unspeakable horror return, or has Callum completely cucked me out of a cool fight with a very cool use of a spell? I'm totally fine with it, because it's a cool use of a spell. It was a good moment. Who is this mysterious?
It wouldn't have happened if Dai just gave, if I gave back the stuff to Dai.
True.
I mean, he effectively one-shotted it, right? So we still get the XP for that.
If it stays banished permanently, you'll get the XP. If it comes back,
it.
you'll have to defeat it to get the XP.
Yeah.
And who is this woman who was taken over by an unspeakable horror? Where did the horror come from? All of these
Where did it
questions
go?
and more will be answered next week on Dragonriders Z.
Favorite show.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Hopefully it's cooler next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.